dark like we should be.
All right, guys.
I think one of my keys did a shitty.
Yeah, we're live.
Hello. Now,
No one's asked.
what the hell happened last time? Welcome back to Storm King Thunder. It has been many weeks, many moons since we played. Christmas, COVID, mold insurrection in the US. However, I do have some notes from last time. The party arrived at Yata, meeting up with Susan, as was the original plan. However, things went mildly pear-shaped from there. Susan showing a degree of her power and combined with mild annoyance from some of the local citizens, ended up to be a little bit of an altercation, which was mediated and resolved in a way, with some help from Kobaz and the party. After this, both Athesto and Kit, in their different ways, sought to find new avenues to appease the townfolk and find a way to just smooth over the creases a little bit. Kit managed
99%.
Kit managed to make some deals with some various
Occupy
purveyors
Yata.
of baked goods. However, he also met a rather secretive,
Person.
cloaked individual who led him to some mild espionage work within the Water Baron's palace. Not necessarily breaking in, but entering in, leaving some notable windows open for some purpose.
Flawlessly.
For some purpose, which is yet to be revealed to Kit. Athesto managed to spend most of his day drinking, and I have to say Reese played that out quite well by the end of the night.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you drink that much.
Whilst sitting quietly out the front of the embassy with a bowl of sake, having some shit thrown at him, proceeding to chase some children down the laneway, which sounds as good as it looked. Plans, however, were put in place for Athesto to head to a tavern later on in the day to meet with a few people, anybody who was wishing to come along and have a bit of a chat about the embassy and its place in Yata. Meanwhile, after the incident with Susan, Otto remembered that he also had a debt to pay, and met with the local blacksmith in town to forge up a new weapon, as a part of a thank you to Moradin for returning his spirit to his body. When we left off, Kit was just returning to the embassy, was about to return to the embassy, but you were still out. I thought at the end, these guys, you were on your way back.
I told the Water Baron I was sticking around.
Okay. Regardless, the Kobaz with Otto and Esvele started the process of transporting Susan out of Yata. The last thing we discussed was how, as the lights, the shimmery light going through the teleportation circle sort of flashed around your eyes, creating a mildly disconcerting, vomit-inducing feeling of travelling. You're getting used to it, but not quite. The dazzling light sort of clears from your eyes, and you saw yourself in a room, a large marble room, quite warm with a cool breeze coming through the windows. And before you was a figure. And as your eyes start adjusting to the quite dim light in here, you see it's an elven woman. Long, flowing blue robes with gold embroidery, who you've met before. And as you appear with Susan still held in your arms, as she's quite unconscious, She just smiles. Otto? Esvele, pleased to see you again. Slightly different.
Yes.
Shorter hair, I see.
Yes.
And this would be Susan.
It would, and you are...
Lady Astral.
Ah,
We may not have met directly, but I have seen and heard a lot of you. And your daughter. I believe Kobaz mentioned to me that where you were previously with Susan hasn't turned out to be the safest location for her, and I've offered my assistance.
thank you.
She will be safe here. I can see that as a concern of yours.
But still hasn't put her down.
No.
Or handed her over.
Safety will be our paramount concern for Susan, both for herself and for others.
It's good she led with that. Is there somewhere she can sleep this off when sort of not knowing what's
Well,
going
Susan,
on with her?
you see Susan's eyes, which were open, to just deglaze. She looks up at you. Where am I and who's that?
This is Lady Astra.
Where am I?
Somewhere safe.
Where's Kobaz?
It seems you have outgrown your teacher. Otto tries to put it down. Is she
She sort of
stable?
Yes, sits, sort of stands next to you. Is a little bit shaky to begin with. And
Still holding her.
I'm no taller.
No, you aren't. It's the inside. He taps her on where her heart is.
She's very pretty. Just looking at Lady Astral.
Otto goes to wholeheartedly agree and then tones it down a little and you say that. Yes, she is.
Thank you, Susan. You'll find yourself a safe home here for a little while. There's some tricks we can teach you that I think might be useful.
You like learning, don't you, sister?
Yes, yeah, I do. There's things I want to do, but they won't let me. So if, we can do some more tricks.
You have to do them in order.
That's where Lady Astral just puts her hand down and flowers just start springing out of her palms.
More peaceful than what I've been experiencing. That sounds great.
This is something that'd be fun for you, Susan. Sure, there's things that we can do, but you're far more entertaining than just wandering around the city learning out of books. You can see Susan beaming next to you, and
Otto's nodding because he knows this is totally on Susan's wavelength. It's the doing, not the reading.
but we can discuss that a little bit later. It is getting towards the end of the day, and I feel you've had an eventful 24 hours from what I've been told.
I think Otto suddenly feels very tired.
Follow me. And she leads out of this marble room. It's pure white marble. Large oaken doors at the far end that open just before she gets to them. Outside of this is a long hallway. Dark blue carpet with, again, similar gold patterning down the edges of the carpet running down. Doors every 20 feet or so. Find yourself a room. Please take all the time you need. Rest. Food and drink will be provided for you.
Thank you, Lady Astra.
Where are you travelling from here after?
Where were we travelling? We had to
We're
get
going
somewhere
back, weren't
really
we?
quickly, didn't we?
We're going back to the Bradapalooza, which I believe is going to be happening. Is that still happening?
Are you returning, or are you continuing on to Everland? I think that was what
I
Kobaz...
think we had to make this detour and the plan was we were going to meet everybody.
Let me remind you. The teleportation circle should have taken them to Everlund, then they would have had to travel to Silvery Moon to then travel back to Everlund to meet us at Everlund.
They've travelled straight to Silver Moon instead. You haven't been in this room before.
No.
I believe I have, though. Haven't I? I've been around this area.
Actually, no, you guys would have actually been in here. This is
Yeah.
where you have left. No, it's Everlodge you left from. No, you haven't been in here.
Yeah, according to the network of
Yeah.
teleportation we've been.
Silver Moon is where we had to
Silver
get to.
Moon.
Yeah.
That was our end goal, wasn't it? This isn't Everlode.
No, dear. She leads you down towards the end of the hallway, and there's large, big, arched windows. And as you look out, you see Silvery Moon, how you remember, bright, shining towers,
Quietly under
colours.
his breath. Fuck Silver.
Yes, I've heard that some of you don't like it here as much, but we do try to be hospitable.
I expect there's some people in
The
here.
reason why you don't remember seeing this room is because you spent most of your time in a dungeon.
Yep.
That's right.
Yes, it's not so much the people per se. You understand, Lady Astra. Well, this was our destination. I mean, to go back and then have to come back here again. I mean, can you normally go this whole distance?
There are ways to bring people where we need them at times. Not all of the circles that the Harpers use are available to them all the time. There are some that we keep secret for us.
They are plot circles.
Yes.
It was about 3 days, wasn't it?
To Everlard.
No, that before everyone was going to meet.
3 to 6 days
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
is the maximum time we've got.
It will of course depend on how long it takes Susan to get settled.
In 3 to 6 days.
If
Of course.
everyone is here by then here we shall stay, I assume.
Technically 2 to 5
Agreed.
days. Actually.
Otherwise, if it's relatively quick,
It is literally like that time. So,
maybe they might need us.
so I haven't ticked the day off because I haven't slept.
Of course. Well, as I
But
said,
Susan is my priority.
you will find beds and refreshments, everything waiting for you. I think maybe take the evening to settle in and rest, and
At least.
we can discuss this in the morning.
Which room are you having, Susan?
She's just beaming and looking around. 3. She runs back down the hallway and just swings open the door.
I'll take this one then and goes to the one next to it.
Mhm. As you walk down, you look through the door that Susan's opened, and it opens out into a 20-foot by 50-foot room.
Opulent.
There's large bed in the centre of the room. There's a table, 4 chairs around it. On the table itself is just a single candle burning, but the entire room's illuminated, as if it's daylight inside, but it's only the one candle. The curtains are drawn. You can see a faint breeze as the curtains are moving slightly. The same blue and gold sort of motif through everything.
Cool. I'm assuming that she's going to be safe in there, and she looks keen as mustard
You
to.
just, by this
run
stage, she's
around the
already
room,
jumping
so-
up and down on the bed.
So, yeah, Otto's just going to go to the next door room and offload his stuff.
Yep, very much the same. There's also a large chest in the corner of each room as well, which unlocked. And
Yep.
just sort of looking back, they're empty, but there's extra bedding and so on in there. But it's just a place to keep what you need. Esvele.
Yeah, I'll just find one of the rooms and put some of my things down, and before Lady Astral leaves, I'll just grab her attention and stuff. Lady Astral, something I want to ask before
Of course.
we all head out. Are you aware of what's happening with Susan?
In which manner?
just a bit more information for us, really. We're not quite sure exactly where her power's coming from.
I have a inkling. I don't know where it's coming from. Tomorrow on Athesto.
Please let us know when you do.
Of course.
Otto is obviously the priority, but just a little concerned for her well-being. I know the extent of what happens when one can't control their own magic.
Yes.
Can often have devastating effects. And I don't wish for Susan to go through that.
Has there been more than what Kobaz has mentioned? He said that she was slightly unable to control herself, especially when she became angered.
That sums it up. Really, she was using her magic. In her opinion, and for the most part, it was, I suppose, a form of self-defense against some of the children in the city. But self-defense is only taken so far, I believe, before it's considered over. I don't want to say overkill, but it was a little excessive. I don't quite know how it all started, but there were some children mocking her, or they antagonised her to the point where she used her magic to levitate them a good 20 feet, 30 feet in the air. It took a lot of convincing from our group to get her to gently drop the children.
Was anyone?
Didn't I fly up there and get them?
Yes, but I'm not going to tell her that.
Valis had the hardest job, and that was quietening the mother down.
So no one was
So
hurt?
No one was hurt. The children, potentially, are never going to do any kind of bullying ever again in fear of the next child that they pick on also has magic, but if anything, that can be seen as a good thing. That's up for debate, however.
With that, she reaches out and just gently touches the side of your face. You see her eyes just turn a very pale blue as she looks at you and goes, I understand, Esvele, and you realise at this point you're crying. It is important that magic is constrained. Children can harm people that they don't intend to. It's okay.
Esvele just dries her eyes a bit and says, constrained. That's a good way of putting it. I think more that magic is something that we have in this world, not so much for it to be controlled, but to be utilised effectively. And Susan learning how to use her magic in an effective way is not so much learning how to control the magic, but how to, so to speak, channel it would be a good way. Come to an agreement with it, potentially. Magic's finicky, and we still don't know a lot about it, but I think once Susan has an understanding of what her magic is, it'll be a lot easier for her to be one with it, essentially.
You know all too well how children can release things within them in opportune times. But Susan has considerable support and friendship and love. We will do everything we can. But once I know more, I will discuss it with both you. She turns back. And you, sir. Now, you should sleep, Esvele. You feel yourself extremely drained. Like you're worried that if you blink, you're actually going to fall asleep.
Been there, done that.
I'm there right now.
Otto actually, who trudges is probably a good word, he's quite tired. not knowing what's going on with his daughter, and because your legs are squeezed. Good night, yourself. Just goes straight to his room. Pixie not Susan on the way.
She's in almost like a cat, curled up in the middle of this massive bed, and all you can hear is just this faint breathing.
Cool. I just leave the bed. I want to wake her up, but like by going in, she's give me a kiss goodnight or anything.
Yeah.
Just, and like pull the door to and go to bed.
And with that, you just hear very faint footsteps disappearing up the hallway. Meanwhile, at Yata.
Major illusion. Major illusion. That's all she needed.
So with you, Kit.
Hmm?
Let us start with you.
Alright.
What you do, boy?
Tell me, where did you station yourself?
On the rooftop where I had the conversation with the shady figure.
Mm-hmm. You're now alone.
Yeah.
You were then too, at the end of it.
Yeah.
What are you particularly trying to keep an eye out for? Is there anything that you're
more keeping
actively...
an ear out.
Mm-hmm.
You've still got 2, don't you?
1.5.
Yeah, but the other one's doing other things. For sounds of clashing of weapons and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
They said they weren't going to injure anybody, and I'm here to make sure they don't.
Yep.
I'm not trying to spy on them and see who they are. Like that's why I'm doing an listening thing instead of viewing thing.
Yep. Roll me a perception, please.
Shite.
Right.
12.
12.
Yeah.
You do hear what sounds like a tinkling of glass off, because you're facing the Water Baron's palace.
No,
Mhm.
I'd probably have my back to it, like
Yep.
be on the other side of the slope, I imagine, so
Cool.
that I'm not seen to be trying to spy on them.
Mm-hmm.
But
From-
obviously, I'm still in the area. I'm not trying to hide either from them.
So if you're sitting with your back to it, it's off to the left-hand side, which is where the window was
Yeah.
that you opened. You just hear just a very faint sound like glass dropping to the ground. And aside from that,
Amateurs.
aside from that, you hear nothing.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
I'd wait basically as long as I can until
Mhm.
I'm pushing, needing to trans.
Yep.
And then I can
Roll me a con.
just a con check.
Yep.
5.
Cool. You stay there for about close to an hour, just under an hour, before you feel yourself listening. It's almost like you're trying to hear things that aren't there. Like you heard that initial sound, and it's like you're wanting to hear something else, but it's just nothing. All you can hear is just the sounds of the city, occasional footsteps going past, which is enough for you to look down. It's just people, drunks wandering home, that sort of thing. But after an hour, you find yourself starting to lose focus
I don't sleep.
more than anything. Sorry?
So I don't sleep.
But you do find yourself, your focus is starting to wane, and you're aware of that. After an hour of nothing but solely trying to concentrate on it, you feel that it's just starting to, not work as well.
4 hours of watch, but not sit here for an hour.
Yeah,
I
you've
know.
had a big day running around.
I have casually strolled the streets of this city.
Up and down the buildings. This.
Run anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been at
All
a casual
surfaces.
pace.
Mm.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I'll take a look. I'm going to have a look over and see.
Surely a
if I can-
casual pace for you was like a full sprint for everybody else.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's nearly a dash for everybody else.
Yeah.
I'll take a look over and see if I see anything. Does the wind like over towards the window and stuff? Before I
You
head
don't
up?
see anything more than it's very much in shadow in that area, as you know. But looking into the windows and so on, you can't see any movement.
Oh,
any
I'm
shadow
not
or
trying to be
anything.
that thorough.
No, but I meant like just looking from distance, like
Yeah.
at the actual windows. You can't see any movement on that level. You do see a guard coming back around from that edge to meet back up at the front, which looks to be, the way he's walking, a regular patrol going around. Aside from that, there's nothing. It's by that stage you sort of hear a conversation between a couple of the guards, and it's mundane of, oh yeah, well, hoping tomorrow morning might be a little bit easier for us. Just general.
Well, you have not heard about Breadapalooza. Well, I better get home and get to bed because I've got a busy day tomorrow morning. I should probably tell people what's going on because I can't remember. I forgot to watch the bit of how much I actually told them. I think I just told them I needed money.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
And there was some
You haven't told
PR reasson.
You have not told
Every-
them anything.
Everything I was doing, every
There
time
was-
I was needed to explain something, it was like PR, public
There
relations.
was no detail.
Yeah.
There was a figure. It's like, how much do you need? And it was like, this much.
It's like 2,000 gold.
Yep. Thank you. Gone.
Yeah, cool. I'll make my way back to the embassy then.
Cool. Valis, Thesto. Last time we left you, you were in a drunken mess next to the
you were-
garden.
And you're like, Colbert, don't leave. You're my best friend.
Gonna have to dig that messy
Yeah.
garden.
And I think you'd just come out to say farewell to Susan and Otto Esvele just as they left.
I probably still had my serving plate full of sake.
Yes.
I think we had a very drunken farewell from Athesto too.
Mm.
I remember that.
So, how are you both?
I'm
Dandy.
great.
Dandy. So they've just disappeared to...
Yes.
So it's just Colbaz.
Corbat's on the other side of the garden.
So is it in the morning that your thing, or...
It was tomorrow at noon, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what an adventure. I've already had my nighttime bath, so I...
With Otto's assistance.
with no help from any of the servants around, required drying, and I had to do it myself, apparently. Very, very unhospitable. Anyway.
Get used to it.
Oh. Tisk, tisk. We're drinking buddies
Hey, drinking buddies don't wash each other down.
now. Well,
Strange culture you
Tell me that now.
I don't know how you do it in your homeland.
He's a
but-
foreigner.
At least not where I come from.
That was the first thing I learned at the circuit.
Well, Vera. Well, I'm going to have a nightcap, and yes, go rest up from the day. Got an important.
Yes, I should probably go have some water.
Yes. Yes. Oh, some of this.
I'm good, thank you.
Roll me a con save.
Me?
Nah.
Nasty wisdom's fine.
I think the last time you did this, you rolled a 19 and a 23. So,
4.
Yeah, 23.
last time you was feeling a pretty slightly dizzy. That you knew you were drunk.
Yeah.
Now you've got to that point where you're going, I'm drunk. I'm feeling slightly sweaty, cold.
Yeah, water. It's water time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's, you know that feeling when
Yeah.
you've been at the open night that you walk out the front door and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly that feeling. I know that feeling very well.
The cold air hits you, and you go.
Yep. Not as sober as I thought it was.
What are you doing, Blake?
Well, Valis is going to just, indeed, go get ready for bed, take off the armour, and make sure the daddy glaive is. This time I have procured for myself one of the better rooms. Yeah.
It's still in a Kuzakara style, but yes, it is. It's a nice room. The bed's
Is there
quite
any-
I'm
light.
pretty sure I sent him down to the servants.
Last
I,
time.
he
You
was
did.
he was
You
sleeping
did.
in the servants area last time.
Yeah.
I had to remember that.
Is there guest yukatas in the guest quarters?
I guess what?
Yukatas, like the little
Oh,
the Japanese robes.
yes.
Yeah. That's what definitely put one of them on.
Orange.
Striking.
Most of my stuff seems to be orange. I think that just must be my colour.
Aren't you
Clan colour.
copper?
I'm bronze,
Mm.
but most of my kimono is also.
What kind of blend is it? Is it?
Ask you the important question.
It feels like it's a pretty fine silk, actually.
Nice, airy.
It's not from here. Yeah.
Valis is completely naked under it, so naturally.
Oh, that one needs to be burnt.
To the incinerator with that one. But yeah, probably would have. Is there any wine? Would have probably snatched a wine bottle.
Yeah,
so.
the cellars are pretty well stocked, as you know.
Yeah, probably still gone around in the yukata as well, with all of it hanging out. So, but yeah,
As you're sort of wandering in, you do hear a noise from out the back of the kitchen. Oh God! Sorry, sir.
oh no, that's quite all right. Why is there need to apologise for what? What are you apologising for?
Nothing, sir. Good night.
Oh, very
The
good
back door
night.
shut.
Yeah.
Julian's voice.
Sort
I was wondering whether it was Julie or the other.
Poor Julie.
His wife.
of, good night. Good night. So I'll see you in the morning, and we'll get ready to.
What do you?
I can just imagine you standing there with your rope like this.
No, it's more like a very just wide stance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hugh Hefner
I
Yeah.
just
swagger.
nod. My scales go slightly pale, and I just walk into the kitchen, and you hear.
Oof. I think we'll do that.
And then you
Toddle off to bed.
just
Yeah.
didn't need to see that.
Probably didn't need to drink as much either, but
Here we are.
under my breath. He'll be right as rain in the morning.
You're just arriving back. You heading back
He's not drunk so much. I
straight
should
out the back
remember
to your.
this.
Nah.
Press that shit.
I should probably let these fuckers know what's going on. I'll probably come in through the kitchenway from the back.
Yep. Just before you open the door, you hear from inside.
Hello? Is everyone okay?
Yes,
I sort of enter.
just actually glad that I've drunk as much as I had tonight, so that I might forget what I just saw.
What
Good chance you'll
happened?
see it again.
Just Valis walking around in a robe and nothing else.
It's your fault for making him so small.
And
Oh, it's just not something I've expected to see. I'm just.
Athesto,
I was already-
is this mahogany?
Valis, could you we need team meeting. Can you get the others?
They're not here. As I stride into the kitchen.
I'm
Kid
busily,
doesn't bat an eyelid.
I'm busily getting some water
Yeah.
and just downing.
I've just got a glass and yeah.
It would have been communal baths as a slave and as a circus performer.
Oh, Kish, good to see you again.
The others, where are the others?
The hobo wizard sent them away.
By choice?
Yes,
Well, instead with
Necess-
Susan earlier.
necessity more than anything.
Yes.
Did they go willingly?
Yes,
Okay.
It was all. I don't know about Susan. Susan was unconscious.
That's probably for the best.
She did dangle some children from heights.
Yes.
Like they were just simply smoked meat hanging at the butchery.
Are they coming back?
I've been told by the commoners that's what happens at the butchery. Are they coming back? I don't know.
I
In
believe,
time.
I believe the plan was to meet up with them in a couple of days.
Oh, we have to go see the dragon people. Yes.
Oh yes, we're probably going to be going close to Silvery Moon again.
Well, we're always.
I'm drunk. I don't remember else.
Well, just letting you know. Obviously, we're going to be short-handed because I thought there was more of us. About dawn-ish.
About 8 hours.
I can see it there, Stowe. Dawnish. What?
We're going to receive a large shipment of produce to give out to the poor and unfortunate of this town, as a PR stunt to bolster the good name of the Kusakawa embassy.
How much produce?
About 10,000 units worth
Is that all?
of breads and assorted pastries.
I mean,
Well, not all of it's coming here. Some of it's going to tour the fishery area or whatever it was called,
Fish market.
fish market.
So
to
you're
sort of
holding-
drum up business to send them to here.
so you're holding galas
We're just sort of handing out bread.
for the common people.
Yeah.
So it's like a ball or an
No,
event.
just a soup line.
I don't get, what's a soup line?
Well, there's a line for soup.
Well, that sounds like a very practical application. But what is the formal implication of it? Is it to celebrate something?
It's so they can eat and eat better than they would normally eat. You know how some peasants and serfs have to eat
But
grass?
is it to impress? So like, once I went to a formal dinner. There was a weekly event that a couple of the nobles were having where they were taking it in turns. It was called the Shining Diamond galas, and it was all part of, because back in the day there they had this diamond necklace which had different coloured gems, and they were shining diamonds. So they would take turns sharing the necklace during a round of this events of galas. So that was just a little fun thing we did. Is that sort of thing?
Kind of. You know how you did that to impress each other, and
Yes.
This is to impress those that have never even seen a diamond necklace, and they're impressed by being given bread and pastries.
So it's made for the common folk,
Yes.
dumbed down for them
Yes.
to understand,
Yes.
make them feel
On their level.
very well. Diamonds for breadsticks, then it is.
They will love you for it.
I'm just
I'm sure they will.
sculling like cups of water.
Yeah. So
Very, very smart, very switched on. I like it.
that's what's happening tomorrow.
So this is early in the morning.
It's probably gonna take all day.
Very well.
We can set some of the bread aside
We-
for ourselves for our travel.
We may have a scheduling conflict. Athesto here has promised that he would be at, I forgot the name of the tavern, it's one of the lower ones, I think,
I'm
that the
going.
common folk do inhabit. He is going to go there for a bit of a Q&A, questions and answers.
I'm sure. What that time you said noon?
Noon, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure we've sort of gone. We're going to have some assistance by some of what are probably street urchins and pickpockets and spies for the local gangs. They're going to help because we don't want to give the bread to the rich people. We
Fair
want
enough.
to deny the rich. By the way, this bread is bought from the bakeries that the rich people would frequent.
Oh, they are not going to like
No,
that.
so we're gonna have some sparrows, as they're colloquially known, sort of keeping an eye on the lines and making sure that there's no upper class people in the lines.
Is that what the thieves do? They use sparrows. They
That's-
use the birds.
No, that's a nickname for
because
for-
birds like
for
bread. They're
children
going to eat it.
criminals.
Oh, the children.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense
I
too.
think children criminal are
Is
called
that
sparrows,
Is that
and then the
slave
grown-ups
labour?
are called hawks.
Oh, I only asked. Just, I mean,
Slave labour's different. The children get paid, so not slave labour.
very well. Yes, I mean, so it's good. It's good the children are getting paid. They are. I suppose they get.
I mean, these
minimum
ones are
wage.
also getting paid in bread as well.
Yeah. I mean, children theoretically are cheaper to pay than adults.
Yeah, so there could be a bunch of disgruntled noble type folk coming as well.
Ah, that's all right. I'm sure I can handle them.
Oh well, tomorrow
Also, I
is
should
going to
probably
be
let you know I let some
very
criminals
amusing.
into the water baron's place. I'm not sure what they're going to do. The water baron knows about it. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I've got to get some sleep.
Good luck at Thursday.
I'll see you all bright early in the morning.
Just quickly before you do go, we can use the bread giving out. We can use the bread the bread gala as a way to drum up invites to your Q&A at the tavern.
Oh, yes.
Bread and pamphlets.
Yes.
Come to the union meeting, but take some bread.
Exposure is key.
All this talk of bread, all this talk of bread,
Fight
we're still
the
in the kitchen.
power.
I just started wandering around and I'm just like looking for like a loaf of bread.
You find a stale one wrapped up in some cloth.
I unwrap it and just...
I
He's
wouldn't
got
have,
dragon
I
joystick
wouldn't
vibes
have that
around.
if I were you. If you were going to vomit up, it's going to clog with all the alcohol in your stomach. You can get stuck. And your next breath attack is probably just going to be bread.
A bread attack.
Water bread. Very well.
It adds additional bludgeoning damage to the breath attack, it's fine.
He's reached the drunk snacking stage of the night.
I've reached the stage of like, holy shit, I need to be sober in the morning.
I would like to know more about what happened to the others, but I'll probably wait till you're a bit more coherent.
Thank you.
As long as I know that they
Because
went
they're personally
consensually,
told.
that they're safe.
Last I knew of, it was the choice made by the wizard
Cold as.
Colbane.
Colby
Cold face.
cheese.
Colgate. Can't remember.
What's it called?
He suggested she go to see Holden Astra, I think. Anywho, it was all part of a greater scheme. Poor Susan, unfortunately, had to be sedated for the trip. But Otto and Esvele with her, making sure she's safe. Otto cares about her, and Esvele just as much. A little bit less. I don't know. I've only been with you people a short time. But yes, tomorrow we will use the bread giving out gala as a way to, for a positive exposure, to get people to come to the Q&A, and you can explain there, and that will shed some favoured light upon you, and hopefully will glisten off your scales. Brilliant.
Good night.
And while this conversation's been happening, you're sitting there feeling tired, you're sitting there feeling like you're going to throw up again, and Valis is standing there in the middle half naked.
I'm trying very hard not to look at Valis.
Or at least don't look at him too low.
Hang on, that's just
That's where the next breath
right in
will go.
cross level.
As
I'll
you
go
walk
to
back
vomit.
outside,
Lightning.
Good luck trying to
First
hit a
thing-
small target.
that assails your senses is a sweet, pungent smoke. The smell of it, at least anyway. There's a quick sort of look around. You see, leaning up next to the door of your hut, Colbaz.
Evening.
Just pipe. You made it back.
Yeah. You sent the others somewhere?
Yeah. Silvery moon.
Why? There wasn't a lot of coherence going on inside.
I don't think anyone really knew what was going on. I think that's why I did it. She'll be safer there. We'll be safer there. With her there, I mean.
Will they be safer with her there?
Oh yeah. Lady Astral can certainly take care of herself. It's just maybe a better option to keep her in, you know, an isolated chamber a little bit.
Yeah, Silverybone's pretty good at keeping people locked up.
You are a bitter one, aren't you?
Oh, grudges, what are you talking about?
Hey, I'm learning to let go of things. Slowly.
But
It's a bit of a process.
I know it's all, you know, fun and that with the kids, but haven't you guys got a job to do? Where to from here?
We're meeting an airship in Everlud in 2 to 5 days.
Right.
That's going to take us closer to the estate of the Duke of the Fire Giants, so we can steal his. Yeah, no. So we can steal his conch.
Yep.
That's where we're going.
We have discussed that already.
Yes.
So, 2 to 5 days. Travelling by foot, or do you need a hand with that?
We'll need assistance getting to Everlab.
We can be done.
That's why we chose Everlab. I think we've already had this conversation as well.
Yeah, just touching base. Everything seems to be in a state of flux with you guys at the moment.
Yeah. I think the whole of Yata is going to be in a bit of a state of flux.
I don't want to know. Anyway,
Wait, the Harper guy doesn't want to know.
as long as another Harper guy knows, he doesn't need to know.
We've reached peak. Even the Harpers don't want to know what's going on.
he's reached peak bullshit threshold right now for the day. He's had enough of your shit.
He's the one who gave me the fucking mission.
Oh shit.
Which one?
The find out stuff about Dryland.
Alright.
Which is what this is all aimed at. In a roundabout way. Kit is a performer. He has to do things theatrically.
To gain the most.
Alright. Well, if there's anything else that comes up, any information, you know what we need.
Yeah,
Well, I just
you know what we need.
You know.
Well, if you want to help, tomorrow at dawn, we could. You should probably steer clear. It's probably best for you. But if you do want some free bread or some pastries, hit me up tomorrow.
Nah, upsets my stomach.
I mean, there may be a gluten-free option.
I did buy a ball with
I certainly hope so. Should code it for all, you know.
Yeah,
Bread is
made with soybean flour.
Bean curd.
if I'm a quote Highlander, that's disgusting. Alright. Bread. No. I don't want to know. Not tonight. I'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Nah.
Sleep well.
Usually do it.
Right.
Yeah. Footsteps leading off across the grass.
I go to bed.
Yep.
I'm still just. I've had a couple more glasses of water. I've taken what's left of the bread with me and another glass of water to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And a helmet from one of these suits of armour as a vault bucket.
on the way past.
It's actually not a bad idea.
You found Val's a sipping cup.
Sippy cup.
Yeah. Yeah, so with that, you do pass out relatively quickly. Just before dawn. Kids,
Have I long rested?
you have long rested. You have all long rested.
I don't think
Everybody here is long rested.
I don't think there's anything that needs to be reset except for my countdown to Doomsday.
I'm going to just put long rest. I don't think
I
I've
thought you were calling a
lost
bread
anything.
palooza. Now it's doomsday.
No, that's
We've upgraded now.
now it is officially 2 to 5 days.
Yeah.
Now that I've slept.
Just before dawn, as usual, you start to wake. Hearing the birds and the creatures and the clanging noise of appears to be some pots being scraped out the back of the kitchen.
I'm going to put on my more theatrical clothes, which look pretty much exactly the same as my travelling clothes, but they're made of finer material.
It's slightly more terrible.
They're slightly cleaner as well.
Yeah, and when you eventually head out, you'll see Julian sort of washing hyper pots that you recognise from being in the sink last night.
Julian, probably don't need to make breakfast this morning. Should have said something last night.
Oh, alright. No problem. None at all.
No, we shouldn't need any.
Great.
I mean, if you've made it,
Yeah.
well, yeah, it's fine. It'll be eaten. But it's my fault. I should have said something last night.
That's all good, sir. Well, not breakfast is not ready whenever you don't want it.
Right, thanks. Help yourself to it though.
Do you know what happened last night in there too? It's just muck all over everything.
I think that's a conversation you need to have with your employer.
Oh no, I wouldn't bother Mr. Athesto with that.
He can leave them in excretions anywhere he likes.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll find it. Don't worry, I reckon it was one of the cats. Those flying cats. Yeah.
How many kittens have they got now?
Yes.
They breed daily.
They breed daily.
We're probably gonna receive some deliveries soon. We're just gonna set them up in the courtyard out the front.
There were some kids hanging around out there before too.
Oh, excellent. I'm gonna go have a chat with them. They'll be around.
I sort of said that we weren't open yet, and
So I'll go see if they've come back.
all right.
Busy day.
Yes, Mr. Kid.
I'm gonna walk
Julian just sort of standing there.
straight through the house, straight out the front door.
Yeah. As you go through the kitchen, you then go through the dining room, which is laid out with hams and cold meats and fruits. And
Well, it's like a trolley with a bunch of meat on it.
no,
Or
it's
is it
all
on the
on
side
the table. Yeah.
Might take this outside.
Yep. You can take, like, there's a ham.
Do I pass any of the
Yeah.
other servants?
In the kitchen was Julian's wife, who was, no, I can't remember.
Julian's wife.
Hello.
Be great if we could get this whole spread taken out the front. Breakfast out in the patio.
Chelsea.
Of course, Mr. Kid. Yeah, well, I'll talk to Julian. Of course, yeah, we'll do that. There is no patio, you realise, sir?
Yes. I don't even know if patios exist in this time period.
I'm not entirely sure what it is.
Neither am I. Just an area out the front.
New idea.
In the courtyard. I'm assuming
like,
there's a courtyard.
like a picnic, sir.
Just pick the table up, take it outside with everything on it.
You see, like,
I'm assuming it's a big heavy table.
60, 70
laden with
kilo.
food.
60 kilo woman is looking at a table that sits 24.
Fine
Yes.
people.
That's
Maybe a side table or a nightstand or I don't know.
I'll ask Julian.
Improvise.
Yes, sir.
Only if it's not too much of an inconvenience.
Of course, sir.
I added, keep going.
Layer the guilt.
Just as you get towards the front of you, Julian, get in here.
I grab a couple of platters of stuff on my way to carry out.
Yep. Yeah, there's some unhappy noises coming from the kitchen right
Yeah,
now.
I probably should have done some more planning last night.
You did lots of planning last night, technically.
Well, no, it was all yesterday, not the night.
Internal planning.
Make me a con save, please, sir.
Roll for hangover.
Funny if you flunk this one.
10?
Oh!
Decidedly average.
It's a rock roll.
Nailed the drinking, not so much the recovery.
Yeah.
Come on, I drank shit tons of water.
Yeah, it fixes everything.
Yeah.
That should have lowered
It
the
makes you feel
that should have
better.
lowered the DC.
It makes you feel better, but in
What
reality.
have we learned?
If it's any consolation to you, I've probably just wasted my nat 20 for the night.
I'm sure we'll enjoy it.
Oh, it's not a waste.
You wake to the smell of something utterly disgusting, like stale booze and...
Oh.
It's me, isn't it?
No, as your eyes open and you see the red wine stain across the pillow and down onto the bed, you've realised that during the night you've actually thrown up.
Damn it,
And-
just the helmet for nothing.
And sort of your first reaction is to turn around and you realise there's that split second where it's plastered. The pillow is plastered on the side of your face as you roll over.
Recovery position.
That crusty peeling noise.
Yeah.
Alright. I need
Suspiciously specific.
a bath. Now.
Julian, come and bathe me. Julian?
Yeah.
Just
Draw
preparing,
up the
just
table.
preparing
On-
everyone
on
last
the-
night.
On your
What
second
duties
attempt
they
at
need
sitting
to
up,
do.
you seem okay.
Yeah.
First one was just no.
No. Is there still some water left over in the cup?
Yeah.
And then whatever.
You instantly regret that.
Yeah.
As
I'm assuming I got a dry mouth.
It was sucky.
yeah, it's sort of cool. My mouth's
Val's
I can
left
move
you
my
in
mouth.
that present.
Oh. Yep. Yeah. You're
Lots of
gonna need some
cream
more of that.
buns for breakfast.
No,
You're gonna need some more of that.
Some more water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you managed to get yourself up.
Yep.
And you
I'm
see
gonna-
your armour piled up over there. And
I start getting a bath ready.
there's a bath there. There's
we
a bucket
should-
next to it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to start.
Julian would have the water and everything downstairs.
Yeah. I'm going to start getting that ready.
Yep. So you head out to find Julian, or do you take the bucket with you?
I'll
or
take the
you-
bucket with me.
Yep.
Wise to it.
Just gonna fill this up.
As you get
Well,
to the
we
top of the
first.
stairs,
God damn it, the one roll that I fuck up.
you hear a. That's not really effective. Scraping noise of wood along wood. As you look down the stairs, and Julian's just trying to drag the dining table out from the kitchen.
There's
Through
more
the
than just
hallway.
2 servants that work here, isn't there?
Don't.
And his wife's sort of standing there going, "Told you to ask him first.
There's a,
You wouldn't listen to
there's
me."
a garden.
I want to point out, Valis
Yeah,
would probably
you
be
can
up
help.
because he's
Yeah.
excited that there is an event
There
happening.
is also
That-
there's a secretary.
That
gardener
also,
and butler.
that's the noise that
Yeah.
wakes you. It's scraping noise.
Kid at Christmas dinner,
What's going on?
Oh, sorry, sir. Didn't mean to disturb you. Just
that's
taking the table out the front for Mr. Kidd.
Valis is getting up and getting in his armour.
I see all the foods and stuff on the table.
Mm.
Good idea. Yes, I like this idea. Yes, continue. Keep going.
Plenty of space to vomit when
Thank
we try to
you,
eat.
sir.
Yep.
Not so loud.
I'm gonna go down.
Oh, fuck me. Pleasure to work for you, sir.
I'm gonna.
I would probably
I'll
send
come
some
down.
urchins in to help.
I'll come down and
But I
I'll
don't have
attempt to give him a bit of a hand in my
Oh, you're gonna vomit all over
my
the food.
feebled state.
You roll me a strength.
Just face away from the table.
Disadvantage?
No. Not with your strength score.
Still strong.
Oh, only 11.
It's enough that you get around. He's managed to swing the table around, so it's relatively
Yeah.
level to the front doors. Now you head round the back and just push.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. For you.
You just kind of
He's-
lean on it and it moves.
Poor Julian's pouring with sweat trying to drag this thing out.
Yeah.
Yes, by this stage you've heard the scrapings and everything.
Oh yeah, I was up instantly and getting my armour on. Still gonna take me like how long? 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
I was kind of hoping you'd just stand on the balcony looking down at
I don't know, it's time to get game face on. We've got an event
Gala.
that has been poorly planned.
Kit. As you head out the front, the gates are shut. Guards standing outside the gates. Sort of turn back to you. Alright, sir.
Morning. Have some children arrived inquiring about me?
Yeah, there was those ruffians from the other day hanging around. Anything we can help you with, sir? You want us to move them on for good, or?
No, they're here to assist me.
Oh, all right.
Move them on for good.
Did any children come here inquiring about me?
What?
You're trying so hard.
Kit comes up.
I've got 2 platters of meat in my hands.
Silver moons.
Don't walk out holding your meat looking for children.
Yeah.
God.
No, I was asking if children
It's
are looking
even
for
worse,
me.
it's not his meat.
I got some meat for the kids.
Oh,
Two handfuls of it.
We're having a bit of an event here this morning / today. There's going to be a lot of people.
Okay, sir. How many are you expecting?
How many else the population of the town?
Probably no more than 10,000. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of disgruntled people if there's more than 10,000.
You had me going for a little while there, so that's
Quite good.
I
like to think this is the moment the carts of bread turn and come around the corner.
Thank you for stealing my line.
They're coming in behind the garden, and kids just like just a string to turn.
At that point, coming around the corner is the first of 10 wagons, carts of bread.
The aroma is rich.
That's one bakery, isn't it?
It's all covered over. You see that the carts are quite piled reasonably high underneath the tarps. As the first one pulls up at the front. Alright, delivery here for Kuzakara Embassy, you lot.
Yep.
What do you want it?
Clear the table.
Oh, if you just
Around
park...
the back to the servants?
No, just out here.
Here.
In the courtyard area out the front.
So just on the ground or the...
Has it been swept?
Usually, servants, but you've
Surely it's in something.
you've
Not just-
over ordered a bit. So,
Oh, we're having a bit of an event.
Am I dressed and ready?
you will be now, yeah.
Yes, because as soon as I'm dressed, I'm heading down front.
This is Val's jam.
Mm-hmm.
We will need jams and bread.
We've got cold meats.
Got any cream?
If I've arrived down to
Cows.
this, so there's just a table with cold meats on.
You've
Still
walked
being dragged.
You've walked past the table that's nearly at the front door. As you've opened the doors, you've seen kits, the guards, and convoy of trailers. Carts.
Ready.
My. How much to rent the carts? You have no forward planning.
How long?
The day.
Oh, I do have other deliveries to do, it's...
What? We
It's
built. We
busy.
bought all the bread.
It is a busy day for us.
It doesn't
Time
matter.
of day.
Sort of pulls out coins, gold coins.
Yep. A couple of them would do the job quite...
What's a couple? 30?
Yep.
Beautiful. 30 gold. All of them. Are they all yours?
Nope.
Fine. Take that for yours. Go on.
Just off the cart.
Pretty sure you bought just.
I'm not sure.
You
if
bought
we
like
back
5
for it.
carts just then.
Yeah.
This cart is now just parked at the
Valis
front.
knows.
And there's a lineup now.
Valis
behind it.
knows how galas work. He's been to lots. Doesn't know how much to pay to organise them.
That was Daddy's doing.
Very well. Get this cart. We have no table space. We need to have them out of the carts. Out of the carts. We need to distribute them, make sure that people are getting the right amount. We can't have a faux pas. If you're giving old little Timmy down there too many, you're going to upset Grandma Peg, who is going to be wondering why she only gets one seeded bun while little Timmy is snacking away on 300 croissants.
Was there a bit of a family incident before, back in the day?
It's all about status of these things.
And that's what our role is today.
Yes.
I don't know
Walks
where,
up.
where
Valis
Athesto
walks up
is.
to the table and just sort of starts yanking. Quick, get the next one in and get this cart set up at the front here. So we can
Julian
use
nearly falls over at the other end of the table as he's trying to... Thank you, sir.
quickly.
Are there any sign
Julian.
of my assistance?
Yeah, you look over, there's a group of...
Is this the bird kit children?
Yes, I've got to organise them.
Fantastic. Get Julian, show the children where the plates are.
There's 1d12 kids.
It's more of a no plates, just hands.
There's 12 kids on the opposite side of the
rustic
road.
affair.
Oh, it's the South of Commoners.
Yes.
Right. So you're not using the silverware.
No.
Right.
Sort of just open sandwiches and taking stuff
Finger foods.
home for the
Great
family.
idea. For such a number, your finger foods are fantastic. Yes. Very well. Right, Julian, we need something, at least a platter. We need platters, like how you've assorted the meats.
Yes, how many, sir?
it was 10,000, which is a standard number.
It's not all coming here. I am taking some
Oh.
on the tour.
We've got
Oh, so that's going to
12.
the other gala.
It's sort of to drum up interest.
Oh, right.
just
So you're using...
You know how when performers come to town, they might ride their wagon through the city
Yes,
and
yes.
perform on the wagon? That's what I'm doing with the bread wagon.
Ah, yes, I see. You're using the small event to lead to the main event.
Yes.
Yes. Good idea. That's
Okay, I can speak his language sometimes.
Every now and again.
Right, well, get this sorted.
Well, I'm going to put you in charge of this area.
Good.
And
Because it needs
Athesto...
it. Is the next
if
card
he's
up by
awake.
now? Is
Sorry?
the next card up by now?
yeah. This one's sort of been moved down a little bit. The next one's pulling in
Very right.
behind it.
Right, you order your children slaves to do whatever they need to set out. I'll get the carts sorted. If we can buy the carts or hire them, we can then use them to serve out of. That way we're not double handling food, we're not causing any problems. We also might get issues of people dropping them, not to mention people get hungry, little birds get hungry on the way. They'll probably snack on them. I've
Yeah,
seen
but they're
many
going to be
servants.
allowed to.
Yeah,
It's part of their payment for the work.
so they're not getting paid in coin.
They're getting paid by their employers in
Right.
coin, who's doing
So part
us
of
a
their
favour.
contract.
Yeah, and part of the job description is that they can have unlimited food to eat while
Right.
they're working.
Well, I mean, I'm pushing it with numbers. I mean, very well, you have to give rationing. Very well. Deal with that. I'll go up to the next cart.
Oh, it's a delivery. Yeah.
Very well.
It's
Are they all with you?
what? Who?
All the other wagons.
Well, me and young James.
Which one's James?
James.
Then is it the one behind him?
Yeah.
Yeah. How we need your cart for the day.
Well, it is busy time of day for us and that. There's a lot of things to do today. I think that's right, yeah.
Okay, so what? 40 gold for both?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'll take get James around. I need you to back it so they've got horses with them.
Yeah.
I need the horse too.
Well, okay.
Excellent. Back the wagons side by side in front of the doorway here. Not in front of the doorway. Allow 5 meters. I'm basically going to spend 30 to 40 gold a piece for every wagon.
We'll say you've just spent 350 gold then.
Cool.
Yeah.
And organise them to be lined up sort of in a semicircle. So then with the children, they can help be at front of each one, and then we can distribute from there. So we have 10 wagons in a semicircle, and we can just distribute straight from the back.
By this stage, you notice the kids, 12 kids, opposite the front of the embassy, just leaning back up against the building, kind of looking like children in the corn. Just all standing there creepily, looking at you.
Yeah, I would have gone to them when he went
Yeah.
after our conversation.
Half my gold gone. Cool beans.
You've probably done more than Bread Palooza is going to do for shifting the economy of this entire town.
Morning,
Your kit?
I am Kit.
Where are you?
How much were you told?
You got a job for us?
That's all you were told?
Yeah. Just do what you asked us to do.
Cool, right. Well, what I'm going to need you to do is see all this bread
Well, yeah.
and pastries.
Yeah.
We're giving that away to the town folk. What I need you to do
Why?
is to help give it away to the town folk, but also make sure that none of the nobles get any.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
if,
right.
so if any you see them in line trying to sneak to get some, point them out, and we'll deny them any. It's only for those that normally wouldn't get this level of quality in bread.
It does smell good.
Mm.
No,
I've
wholemeal goes on the
I've
right.
exclusively bought everything from the shops that the nobles would normally go to.
It doesn't smell like shit.
Mm. You are quite welcome to have some as well. I need you to make sure there's no fighting, no hoarding, and no nobles getting anything.
How much each person?
Talk to the shiny man over there. He's logistics. I will need. Have you said the
Shoehorns at the back. Shoehorns at the back.
We get two of you would like to come to me. Where there's another cart meeting us at the slums, whatever it's fucking called.
Fish market.
Fish market. Kit knows. I forgot.
Yeah.
It's been 2 months. We're going to drum up some business and
That
lead
was
them.
long sleep.
Drum up some business and lead them here.
So, you know, go down there, make a bit of noise, bring them over.
Give some bread out. So there's more where that came from.
And when's the fun stuff happen then?
Which particular fun stuff?
Well, you know, you're going to have a whole heap of poor people in one place. Going to
We're going to storm the
go
capital.
on a little bit from there, or
Not today. Today's just sort of taking stock.
you know that last election was bullshit, don't you?
We will storm the capital.
Yeah, we're storming the
That's
capital.
what you wanted me to say.
He was going to put a red cap on, but I thought it was...
Red Hood.
So, I mean, yeah, it's nice and all, but I know I was told not to ask any questions, sir, but
Ask away.
well, here, bother him.
Because it's going to piss off the nobles.
Yeah,
Isn't that reason enough?
yeah, pissed off nobles just means they're going to
Cool.
shit on us later.
Yeah, but they're not going to. They're going to be pissed off at me, not at you.
Cards. Loopholes.
Alright. I suppose at the bottom of the heap you can't be dumped on anymore anyway, so sure, let's do it.
Right. I'd take them over to Valis.
The oldest one stays with you, with a younger boy, probably only about 5 or so. Next one, the older one's probably about 15. The rest of them vary in age from about there, and the rest wander over you.
These are your assistants. They're going to help you stop nobles from getting in line. They're going to help you distribute bread. They're going to help point out anybody that could cause trouble, and they're going to stop hoarding and make sure everybody gets their fair share.
Piss off the rich bastards.
You do well in this world. Barrow,
I'll be back in a bit.
where are you off to?
I'm off to drum up some business.
Oh, the smaller gala, that's right. Yes.
The touring gala.
Yes. Very well.
The fringe gala.
By this stage, that Julian has got the table mostly out and has returned with 11 platters,
Athesto still pushing.
carrying them out like this. What we got,
I'm
sir?
running a bath.
Fantastic, fantastic. Julian, where are the other hands, the tidy hands, like yourself?
That's,
No, not literal.
oh, my wife's inside.
Well, we need people to distribute the bread. We have the young children here.
Well, the others,
But I mean, look at
bookwork and paper.
how old are you? Pointed the youngest one.
7.
I'm surprised
How old are you?
I'm surprised you can count that high. Oh, I mean,
Surprised you can see past your nose.
oh, well, distinguished nose usually means you're too young to know.
You got
So-
shit on you yesterday.
Yeah, I know. It was lucky that the dragon. Oh, yes. Oh, good one. Anyway, so juvenile. But yes, Julian, we need to make sure that there is enough people to distribute. We need 2 people to each wagon. Also, there was one of the children.
Don't have another 8.
We'll get some. Tell whoever your friends are that work in the industry with you that we need more hands on deck, and by that I mean people with hands to be here at the wagons.
Sailors.
You do know if you were to move some of the stock into the back area, you could have less serving areas and then have reserves to bring out later on.
I'm getting there.
Alright,
We're not going to be able to move that much stock unless we have more people.
I love how Valis's world works.
Well, it's not just a bunch
just
of bread
keep it
and
there.
pastries chucked loosely
Just
in the
do it,
back of a
Sam.
cart.
Yeah.
They're going to be on platters and...
I have
Pallets
a
and
feeling
stuff.
somebody is
More hand
channeling Birchall's Crazy Day sales.
I
over here.
think so.
PTSD.
Well, I can try to get a few.
Yes,
People-
they can have what, like And I mean, is 5 silver enough for
Look, that's
each?
It's more than a day's wages, sir.
I can't hear you.
I'm standing right next
Well,
to you.
yes, sir. I can get some people for that. Do you mind what sort of people? Or
Hands. They need hands.
what sort of hands?
Ones that work.
That's your only stipulation, sir?
They need to be able to hand the bread to someone else. They need to be able to hold themselves accountable for any problems. They need to be able to understand the chain of command. They need to be able to understand how to run the event smoothly. Just get people that will be able to exchange the bread and do it efficiently.
Can I ask something, sir?
Yes.
Are we expecting any trouble? Today?
Hey!
We're not certain how to say it.
Got it.
Are we expecting any trouble today at all?
Well, apart from the fact that I believe most of the pastries and bread that has been acquired is the standard that is expected for the rich kind. I'm sure we're going to have some irate nobles come in. That's all right. I can handle that.
Okay, now I'm
I
worried.
think I know some people that we could get, sir.
Brilliant. On it now.
Your bar suddenly feels a bit
All
colder.
right, and
Get your wife.
And-
What's her name?
Yes.
Chadler. Get her.
yeah, just
Chelsea.
Chelsea. sir.
Kids. Now, what I want you to do is,
God, she's going to be so angry.
can you start moving some of the platters? Can you move some of the platters onto the big table behind?
These big plate things.
Yes. So these sort of are they? So what are they in
Big-
otherwise crates? Are
So,
they?
yeah, they're basically in wooden crates, basically
Yeah.
half bread crates.
Yes. Well, move these.
Imagine the pastries would be more in trays than
Yeah, but they're sort of stacked so they're enough to sit on top of
like
each other.
like
without-
bread, like the bread.
The bread
trays.
is usually in. The bread is usually in crates. Anyway, need you to move some of
He's
these.
just gonna
to
pile
the
that up in the fucking front yard. Have one fucking distribution point. And a
line
massive
up and
line.
just, yeah, these to that line.
You need many servants to be able to.
I'm not saying it's in
Yeah, so these big plates, sir, what do you want us to do with them?
So move some of them to the back. We don't need as
plates.
many plates. These, well, we'll keep some of the pastries for the end. Most people usually go for savoury first, and then will make their way to sweet. We need to take this into consideration.
There's different kinds of bread.
Yes, there are.
Alright,
Very well.
so take the plates out the back into the...
No. Take the plates simply to the table. We don't want them too far from the distribution point in case we are running low on stock, and we require them to be distributed first.
Alright, so just put the plates on the table.
No, with the bread and pastries.
So get all the bread and pastry out of the carts, put them on the table.
With the plates. How they
With
are.
the plates.
How they are. Simply, I'm going to get one to demonstrate. And Velas kind of goes up like a little bit hesitant because he actually hasn't done this before.
heavy lifting.
It's sort of
Manual labour.
manual labour, yeah. It sort of takes one. See, follow, goes to the table and sort of stacks. Do you understand, children?
So you want all the bread over here.
Not all of the bread. I only want part of it over here. Now make sure the whole meal stays where it is, because in case we have anyone that has a specific oat allergy or anything like that, we want to make sure that they are distributed over there. Oh, sorry, I'm used to talking to people with experience. Very well. Just as I have done, only part of the bread over here. Probably more of the pastries as well. Similar to how I've done it. In fact, exactly how I've done it. We want to make sure they don't get crushed either. That is another important thing. We can't have the quality of the bread compromised by aesthetics.
By this stage you realise the 7-year-old's rolling a cigarette. Yep.
Interesting.
So
Anyway.
just,
This is a different kind of...
just do what you did then. Alright, so with that they just spread out and start bringing bread.
I will watch this to make sure that I am satisfied.
Yep.
Where's my bath going?
As
That
you
went on for a
pour Celia, I keep calling her Celia. Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Um,
That's why I call her a chat.
is busily boiling up some water to bring up to you. As Julian's come back in asking for help, she told him in no uncertain terms where he can stick her help.
Wow, trouble in paradise.
She just spent all morning cooking that breakfast for nothing.
Not for nothing. Not for nothing.
So yeah,
Am I hearing about all the issues with that she cooked up the breakfast and everything else?
from Julian.
I'm
No,
hearing.
but you're overhearing the argument between them as they're going backwards and forwards. After a little while, you hear it at your door.
Yep.
Bath's ready for you, sir.
Thank you. I definitely need it.
Yes, sir. The room smells like,
I have the windows.
wine vomit still.
I have the window open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that
that makes a difference.
I mean, it will.
Eventually, yeah. Anything else, sir?
I sort of like grab the pillow and the sheets and go, can you do something with these?
Of course, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a privilege, sir. Head
Sorry.
stuck out. No need to say sorry, sir.
A bath.
Yeah. You get your scale scraper.
Yeah. As I was waiting for the water as well, I would have grabbed some clothing.
Yep.
For the day, so I'm trying to go with like a standard, like this sort of part of the world sort of style.
Yep.
But then mix it with a little bit of homeland.
Yep. Okay, so you basically sort of your traditional city wear for Sword Coast.
Yeah.
Pants, jacket, and so on. But
Yeah.
your jacket's actually more embroidered.
Not
Because of Cara Dragons or whatever.
not overly fancy, but
Yeah, just like black on black.
yeah, just a little bit of homeland sort of thing.
Yep.
But
So-
with
Black embroidery into the black of
Yeah, yeah.
fabric.
Yeah. Cool.
Subtle. Cool.
So I would have dragon my
Scale scraper.
scale scraper. Thank you. Scale scraper, especially just around this area here.
Yeah. And as you're doing that, you're remembering Feglis reminding you that you've always got to brush down.
Yep.
Never up. Yeah.
Yeah. Always brush with the scales.
Yeah.
Never against.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a rash.
Oh, you end up with ingrown scales.
Yes.
That sounds very painful.
As I was saying it, I
Yeah.
realised how painful that sounds.
That sounds awful. So yes, you're basically in the process of getting bathed and dressed and so on.
Yep.
Bathe.
Kit. Yes. Let's go back to you, shall we? And then.
I
So,
probably left part way through.
how many of the carts are you taking with you?
A cart was meant to meet me there.
Oh yes, that's right.
Half of the artisan breads on a cart was to meet me there.
Yep. So one of the two kids just sort of follow along next to you. Just walking. So, do this often, sir?
First time. Just testing the waters, seeing what I can get away with.
So you're running for water baron then, are you?
No,
Not yet.
Well,
it's too much effort.
why bother then?
I don't particularly like it when the noble class, the way they sometimes treat those not born of the noble class. It's a bit disrespectful, and sometimes I like to show a bit of disrespect back.
And the little one sort of said, yeah, we don't respect them either.
Yep, and you shouldn't, unless they treat you with respect.
There's something I had to tell you, sir.
Hmm.
Got told to say not to bring too much attention into the fish market.
Okay. What sort of?
Like there's certain people there that don't really want to be seen by the nobles.
Huh.
That's all.
It's more leading the attention from there to us.
Alright.
From what I've seen, the people there may be the ones that need the bread the most.
Yeah, well, we're all, hand to mouth, I think they say. With that, they sort of just continue basically in silence most of the way. Occasionally, with your passive, you notice as they walk down laneways, the oldest one in particular might just make a bit of a gesture with his face or do something each time he goes past a laneway. You're pretty certain he's probably signaling someone.
Yeah. I'm not
That's why-
concerned.
Yep.
I'm armed. I have a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people leave a trail of breadcrumbs, not a trail of bread
Mm.
to lead.
Okay, so just as you're getting to the centre of the fish market, you do see a cart just pulling in, and the driver looking around him like this.
Hello!
Yep. Where do you want to dump this lot?
I believe I was given the cart for the day.
Yep.
So
So, what about us? So there's two people on the cart.
you can drive the cart, or you can take the rest of the
Oh,
day off.
we'll happily drive it for you, sir.
All right.
I'll not stay here.
Would you like some bread? We'll be here for a little bit before we take a bit of a tour.
Some of that.
Yeah.
No, sir. We can't eat that.
Why not?
It's rich folks' bread.
It's my bread.
No, you're a rich folk.
Gesture.
Today.
Yeah. Stuff's like all soft and...
Take a look.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like it just fall apart, sir.
Yeah, we'll try it.
Once you try it, will be
I grab a couple of loaves and I
delighted.
give one to each of the children as well.
They're just staring down the cart, people. Like this 6-year-old looks like he's probably ready to knife them. Eating the bread.
Please, it'd be rude not to now.
Pick up a bun. It's buttery, sir. I was wondering what that tasted like. It's not bad.
I turn to the children. Can the two of you go and see if anyone's interested in some free bread?
With that, the youngest, I can't do it, whistles really loudly. And you see heads just like, poking up around laneways and out of windows. Attention you wanted, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen!
Well, I
do
think
a-
what we'll do,
Do a cartwheel.
let's have a quick break.
Alright.
5-minute break.
Cool, I'll work out what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright, we'll be back in a minute straight. Hello, we're back.
Welcome back. So, Otto,
Yo.
Esvele,
Yes.
you wake, having possibly the most relaxing night's sleep you've had in months.
God, what that feels like. Both you and
I was going to say.
Yeah, tell me about it, right? As your eyes open and you look around, you're taken for a second that the deep blue and gold sort of motif for the room has changed. It's now a sky blue with radiating colours of reds and orange across the bottom of all the curtains, and you see the carpets the same, with a slight silvery embroidery around the outside. It's almost like glyphs around the outside of the curtains and the carpets and the floor. But
food liking.
you smell brewed tea sitting on the table, and a large bowl of fruits. Did you wake? Everything's sitting there for you.
Little off-put that someone came in to provide stuff while I was still asleep. So I get up and dress myself and
Your clothes are all clean.
now slightly more creeped out, but thankful that I have clean clothes. Yeah, dressed and have
Your boots have been sort of re-waxed and dubbed.
lovely.
Well,
I look in a mirror just to make sure my hair hasn't been done for me.
No, it doesn't.
Fix that. Have my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, same for you.
Yep.
Your armour is shiny. Black. It's shiny.
like the China. Yeah, I'll just put just my robes on to have something to eat, something to drink, and then when I'm done, I'll don my armour and get my equipment and come out and find Otto.
You head out into the hallway, and it's the same. The long dark blue carpet is now basically all sky blue, with faint areas of white across it.
Just, well, that's different. I look around, do I see?
At the large arched windows at the far end, is pretty well reflective of the sky. And you feel someone behind you.
I just slowly turn around, a little cautious.
Good morning.
Good morning,
I
lady.
hope you all slept well.
Yes. Surprisingly well.
You're hearing voices outside your room now.
I am
A little unsettled to find that everything had been cleaned and food had been prepared.
Yes.
But I can only assume that some sort of magic was involved in all of that.
None of my doing. As I said, everyone's taken care of here. The place sort of takes care of everybody. Now, any spoken to Susan yet?
I was about to ask if she was up.
No, I just came through myself.
Knocks on the door. Opens the door.
You see Susan sitting at the table with her cheeks bulging and pushing a grape into her mouth.
Probably want to chew and swallow that before trying to fit more in.
Grapes start falling out. 18!
That's impressive.
Hello, Miss Astra. Hi.
Hello, Susan.
So, do I start doing things today?
Is she like dressed and
Yeah.
hair's
Hair's in plaits.
Yep.
On the back.
Otto turns to like Astra. I don't know the schedule. Same query on his face.
Well, maybe if we let Susan have a bit of fun. And while she's playing, we can watch and have a bit of a talk, maybe.
Dissect some puppies, fun for the...
So, you might want to define play.
Oh, nothing harmful, of course. I think, how about we just watch? Come on, Susan. Some fun in the courtyard for us all.
Otto goes to his mouth again and then just... Right, done my bit. I'll just sit back here and wait and see what happens.
And that she... do you mind if I... And she takes Susan's hand and starts walking down the hallway. You get to the large windows. She turns off to the right and you can see through the windows is a courtyard underneath marble columns coming up, just stopping about 20 feet up in the air. But aside from that, the entire area is cloistered around with windows. If you would like to wait here, just you get to the top of the stairs that lead down into the courtyard. I'll return in just a moment. You can see out to the courtyard.
He'll just be down there then?
Yes, I'll return just a moment. Of course.
Okay.
You see Lady Astra walk down, and as she goes out in the sunlight, it's almost you need to turn your eyes away as her dress, everything just becomes this bright, shining, silvery gold. Almost like she's capturing the sunlight and reflecting it out. And it only lasts for a second, but it's enough for you to be in awe, but also quite off-put by how sort of simply a lot of this is happening around her. You can just see them having a hushed conversation in the middle of the courtyard. And as she starts walking back towards the stairs, Susan's just standing there in the middle, looking around at the columns. And slowly a blue ball comes off the top of one of the columns, and Susan runs to try and grab it. As it moves out of the way, she's running a little bit further. Another ball goes behind her, and she turns around, running to try and catch these balls that are just floating in the air. And Lady Astra comes back and goes, there's some seating just around this way a little bit if you would like to come and just sit and watch.
Yes, and as we're walking, you said by tomorrow you might know where this all comes from?
I have a theory. I want to sit in practice.
Otto, again, under his breath, it's like not trying to keep it from anyone hearing. It's like, careful what you wish for.
I know what I'm wishing for, dear. And she sits down.
It's more of a personal anecdote.
Yeah. She walks into a stone table that's so high. It's a round one with 3 semicircular benches.
I think the recovery went worse. Hold on, guys. We'll
Hold
be
on.
back in 2 seconds.
While the DM saves his screen. So after casting Create Destroy Water,
It wasn't Vial of Endless, so that's alright.
A decanter of endless water.
so yes,
It's in my house into a swimming pool.
you end up sitting down at this table with these little benches around the outside of you. So yeah, three benches around this table. Sitting, it's just a jug of water with 3 glasses sitting there. Please, just help yourself.
Oddly does.
As you pour it, it has a beautiful fruity floral smell. And tasting it tastes slightly of watermelon and a little bit of strawberry. But for all intents and purposes, it looks like water. It smells like, well, feels like water.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
A little much, but alright. I drink it less enthusiastically than when I first thought it was just water.
It's very refreshing.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So,
It's the floral that's putting it off.
yeah. You couldn't make it smell like cheese.
Yeah.
While you're watching Lady Astra's pouring herself a drink and so on, you see these blue balls start morphing slightly, changing shapes, coming in and out. And you notice Susan isn't running around to try and catch them anymore. She's just standing perfectly still in the centre of the courtyard. And Lady Astra's sitting back, watching as the balls start to morph, and they end up morphing into triangle shapes and just circling around the outside of the columns. You seem interested by this development.
I'm more just keeping an eye on her.
She can't do anything harmful here. You have my word.
Very well.
Dude!
It was more triangles are sharper than circles. It's the father thing. It's not a I think something's going to happen. It's just like, oh, all right, what's going on now? And the whole time waiting for Lady Astra to elaborate on the.
As you're looking worried, you just maybe this will calm your nerves a little bit. She reaches a hand back and you see fire start building in her hand, and she just hurls what looks to be an increasingly growing fireball directly at where Susan is.
Otto screams.
Just as it comes close to where the columns are, it just dissipates and disappears into a bluish smoke.
That was entirely unnecessary.
As I said, no harm can come to her. Do you trust me now?
Otto takes a deep breath and sits down, and it's like, mm-hmm.
There is nothing here that can hurt her. I have a feeling also that there's very little that will hurt her in the future.
Yeah, I could believe that.
My theory, and I'm hopeful I'm right, I'm also hopeful I'm wrong. She is experiencing something that I experienced many, many years ago. Waking up to feeling a power within me that was greater than me, bigger than me, and was trying to force its way out. I believe your daughter may be, for want of a better word, chosen.
I had gathered that much. The more troubling question is by what? He looked almost like he was going to say who, but no.
Who would be the right word? You've obviously both heard of Mistra, my goddess.
Oh yes, yes.
For a time, I was in her service. I was her for a time. I believe Susan may also have within her an element of the goddess.
Mistra.
Yes. There were 7 of us chosen originally. It seems we may have one more.
And if you are wrong, it is not Mistra?
I'm rarely wrong.
You said you hope. So that's enough for me to ask the question. If you are wrong...
If I'm wrong, she has power that no mortal should have. Which will involve a lot more deliberations.
Right.
But I believe your child is not necessarily just your child anymore.
Destined for greatness and all that.
Chosen for greatness.
I have a slightly more personal question.
Of course.
You see, her mother,
The triangles are now red.
lovely. Otto's now sort of moved on from that because did I sleep with Mistra? Okay, he's just decided he's going to come out and say it.
I believe you would know. From conversations with...
Otto gestures to the child and then gestures to himself, gestures to the child and just mouth.
Conversations with a colleague of mine after they did sleep with Mistra, even though he was a woman at the time, you would certainly know.
Well, it was good.
I possibly don't need to know the details.
So
Esvele's just
in
sitting
which
there like-
case, where did... Why?
Double bagged.
I have some knowledge and understandings of the working of the lady, but now that she no longer fully lives within me, I'm not completely connected with what her thoughts and goals are. But I do recognise her when I see her. I was not descendant from her, or my parents did not lay with her, nor my sisters.
So Mistra's coming back.
Mistra's always here. Mistra is in everything that you use and you. Your gods may argue, but your gods are the tap that turn the water on. Mistra is the water.
I don't really have any.
Oh, you do. Every time you...
No, like when you said the gods, your gods,
Hmm.
mine. Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
have any.
whether you worship her or not is irrelevant. Whether you believe in the sun or not doesn't stop it from coming up in the morning.
Not yet.
Till that's
Just
the-
need enough people.
till that's the
Need
end.
more bread.
Tell that to the Aztecs.
Yeah.
The
Right.
Egyptians.
So, what is it
Just
to be
wait till the
done?
natural stuff.
Well, firstly, I would do what was done for me. Teach her how to rest, focus, finds the peace of her within herself. It's important that she has something to hold on to. From what Kobaz has told me, the levels of power within her are overtaking her as a person. She needs to have something of Susan still within her. Otherwise she will be no more.
Yes, we will do that. What do you need?
Time.
I think more from me. Otto's feeling a little lost at this point because his child's far outstripped him in everything. Not that he vocalised that, but he feels a little useless.
I'm afraid it's something I never understood until I was a mother myself, but there is a time when your children go past you and you have to...
Yes, but that's normally like, you know, they bring someone home and you know they get angry at you and storm around and be moody and things. And Otto's just thinking back to his childhood. Demand they move out. I mean, she's not that old yet.
No. Physically. And Susan herself is not. The thousands and thousands of years of a goddess within her, however, has already gone through all that.
Well, it's not exactly fair on her, is it?
No. But we're not given a choice here. I was not given a choice. However, I'm happier, grateful, and have brought much peace and harmony to the world because of what I was given. I feel the same for Susan.
Right.
I feel you understand this, Esvele.
More than I am comfortable with.
There is an old magic within her that needs to be taught in an old way.
So there's nothing you require of me. Otto's more quiet now, sitting down, looking a little bit.
Your blessing. I intend to call my sisters. I intend to call an old companion of mine to come to watch, to see if I'm right.
You have it. But please keep in contact.
If you don't hear from us, don't fear.
Yes, and as you've been a parent, you know that is absolute garbage.
I know. But
He says it with the utmost respect.
as if you look around this city, and you have been here before, you know that even for the sake that a dragon cannot even enter this city, magic cannot happen without my and my son's knowledge. Nothing happens in this city without me knowing. No one can come or leave without me knowing.
Oh, nods. So we just wait here then.
No,
Everyone
enjoy
else.
yourself. Take Susan out to the city, do whatever you wish to for the day, and say your goodbyes.
Right.
You have
When she's finished with the
Many
octagon
the yellow
things.
Yes.
Some water then.
Please help yourself whenever you're ready. Go to her. There's nothing in there that harms you either.
She seems to be enjoying herself. I'll let her be for a while.
That's just her mind and her spirit at work. It's calming.
We could use more of that.
Esvele?
My only concern is it possible for us to return here at any time that we have available to
Of course.
see her?
You can return here as often as you wish. Whether you can see her or not will depend on what is happening at the time. There are certain things that you may not want to see her do it. But there are certain things she needs to do to know how and how not to.
Learning magic is difficult.
She is a tempestuous master.
As long as she's still Susan.
She is, and she always will be. It's the first time that she's ever taken a girl called Susan. First halfling too. To my knowledge.
Pride.
Well, if there's nothing else, please feel free to spend some time with your daughter. Maybe it's best coming from you to tell her what's happening.
Chugs the rest of his water, stands up, straightens himself and goes, right. Beds down.
Do you wish me to join you, Otto, or...?
Not currently. I'll be right.
I understand. And as well, props
You
herself
sound like
back
you have
down
some
nicely.
things you might want to catch up on anyway.
More or less.
So yeah, you head down into the courtyard, leaving Esvele sitting there with the elf lady. Your friend never returned?
No,
No.
unfortunately.
No. Fortunate, I think.
I suppose in a way. From what I know, it was something that could potentially cause a lot more harm than good.
They weren't as you saw them. Unfortunately, I did see her for what she was.
Nevertheless, she was still our companion and my friend.
Yes. Well, she was when you first started out together. Unfortunately, along the way, she became something else. Unlike Susan, who is still Susan. She's a very strong girl. I was a lot older.
I was about her age. Fortunately, mine was more hereditary than
Yes.
anything, but I've started to learn a bit more about it, or I did, until everything changed again, as you can
Yes.
tell, and she sort of gestures to a greyish blue skin that she now has.
Mm. You have a dual birthright. Part of you is fire and destruction.
And the other side, death.
No. Regrowth. It is still in you. Just like a tree in winter. It seems dormant, dead. But when the right conditions, it springs back to life. The green leaves are still inside.
Yeah. It does give me some hope.
I'll actually fall asleep. Though.
As it stands right now, one of our most recent companion that has joined our group is another one of my kind. I've never met another one before, and he and I have spoken a little bit, but he seems to attribute it more to him being of a higher breed sort of situation. Nothing against him. Valis is a strong and capable warrior and reliable when you need him, despite his vanity. But it's been refreshing to know that there is another in this world. It makes me feel it's less alone than what I did originally.
I'm glad you found a companion. Having someone to share this with will make things easier. And vanity, well, we all have that, don't we?
To some degree.
The sunlight sort of shines off it again.
Yes. Having conversations with Valis is certainly interesting when he's not drinking. Well, when he is drinking, it's a different kind of interesting, I suppose. But regardless, there is something I wanted to ask you.
Of course.
This only sort of popped into my head during this recent conversation with gods and beings and whatnot. What do you know of the Raven Queen?
She has a new place within things in a relative way. I see you've been in communication with her,
Yes,
kind of, obviously.
she was the one that reached out upon a recent death of mine, as odd as that sentence is to say now that I have said it out loud.
In what manner?
Instead of my god Pelor that I used to serve, it was the Raven Queen that reached out. It was her voice that I heard, not Pelor's.
And why do you think that is?
She says it has something to do with something that I'm destined for, some sort of purpose that I have. I'm unsure, and at this stage I have more pressing matters. The issue with the giants.
That's the largest understatement I've heard. Yes.
Well, one of our many issues with the giants that we have coming up. And some of the dragons that we've had the pleasure of meeting, to put it mildly.
Who's your greater threat? The dragon or the giant?
It's very 50-50 at this stage.
From my long
We're going to be
experience.
into giant territory to stab one in the face.
Just one thing I have learned: don't stand between them when they're wanting to have a fight.
That's something that I...
Giants and dragons, dwarves and orcs.
Well, I don't know how much of our adventures you're aware of, but we have recently been literally in the middle of a dragon and giant conflict. That was when a lot changed for a lot of us in the group.
And where was this?
Up in the mountains, far north. It was... life-altering, to put it in a way.
The fights between dragons and giants often are. You have come out of it the other side, though.
To put it in a way, yes.
To answer your question, the Raven Queen seeks to bring balance where there is none. She is the final scale of a person's life. Pelor is always full of, as you said earlier, vanity, light, and single-focused. The Raven Queen tends to have the longer-term goal in mind. That's how she got where she is.
Yes. To my understanding, she was someone who replaced a god
Indeed.
by killing them, but...
Haven't killed a god, but I do know the feeling. If she says you have things still to do, you certainly do.
Well, after the conflict I mentioned with the giant and the dragon, it was the last time I spoke with her. It's because Otto and I ended up losing our lives in that conflict.
Kobaz had mentioned that.
I thought he might have.
Which is also, Otto is not here, part of the reason why it's best to have Susan here. If something does happen to you, cannot leave her on her own.
She needs someone in this world that she knows, to at least some degree.
Her uncle's living in
Too soon.
True. That's true.
It's only been like a week since we took her from Silvery Moon and something else.
There have been a couple at least, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I'll be paying them a visit on the way out. Without Susan.
Now look, she will be safe here, and yes, there are people. If the old rogue arrives, I'm sure he'll be able to help out. Especially with Susan.
I have no doubt she'll be safe here. I used to hear stories of this place when I was still working at the monastery that I was at. The elves and dwarves there were relatively informative of places such as this in the world. Not much of the towns they reside in, but Silvery Moon was spoken of a fair bit.
There are a few places like this still in the world.
I think as much as it has a reputation amongst our group for being a place that none of us would rather return to, that has nothing to do with the hospitality that you've provided.
Oh, I hope not. But we do not mind that.
As well, I've got a problem with them.
We did have a duel just outside the walls.
There are no people that literally put us in prison.
Yep.
Yeah.
We honestly do not mind people fearing the city. It has its own benefits.
Yes. And I imagine if Susan is going to be safe somewhere, Silvery Moon is definitely somewhere that I would consider.
May I ask the conflict between the giant and the dragon? Do you know their name?
I do. I'm unsure of how much I should share, but I expect you would find out eventually anyway, one way or another.
It's what we do.
Have you heard of the Doom of the Desert?
Ah, the old blue.
Yes.
Yes.
I say Doom of the Desert because I can't remember her actual name. Yeah, that's right.
Mary.
What, Doom of the Retirement Home? Boom.
She
Gladys.
she found us and the giant that we were with, attempted to kill us all, but the giant managed to sacrifice his own life and the integrity of the building we were in order to crush her.
I assume you're speaking of Harshnag, who you were with.
Yes, indeed. I'm unsure if either of them made it out of that rock fall.
I heard how you'd worked with Harshnag and you were sent from Everlon. I'm quite saddened to hear that. He was a good person.
He was. And we did our best, but unfortunately we were more of an inconvenience or an annoyance to Ilmarith than an actual issue.
Well, if he has taken her as one of his last acts, he will die a happy giant.
Well, this is provided either of them are dead. We suspect
returned?
Ilmarith. We suspect that Ilmarith is too stubborn and too powerful to be killed by a mere rockfall, but stranger things have happened.
And when you're least aware of what's happening around you is when the smallest thing can take your life.
That is why I don't think I've gone a single day without watching the skies. I fear that now she knows our faces more. Well, she knew who we were beforehand, but
Well, if she is alive, she will no doubt find you.
oh, I have no doubt that she will
I
eventually.
offer you no platitudes around that.
We will handle it in whatever way we can at the time. Whether it is fighting to our last breath or finding a way to escape with our lives.
Maybe we should walk and finish this conversation.
Yes. Esvele stands and
As you
straigens herself a little
As you continue to talk, she takes you back down the hallway and eventually to the large room you came in originally. You still see the glyphs on the floor. This is a room that has not been shared amongst the other circles. But, if you and your companions need it, I believe there's someone in your party at least who should be able to bring you back here. I'll bring Otto here before you leave, and let him have the time he needs.
Thank you.
But I would prefer that you do not use this unless you actually have to.
Of course. I think the last thing you need is us rocking up twice a day.
Rocking up, as you would say, without notice into this room may not be the safest choice.
I doubt we will.
Use this in case of emergencies, but if you don't let us know you're coming, which you wouldn't in an emergency,
It might
you
be
may,
dangerous.
yeah.
You don't know if we've just summoned a demon right in the middle of that
Everyone's
circle and you
unconscious.
just rock up
That's
next
the
to
only
it.
one. He's got 1 HP.
Summons the demon and we appear
brings
first,
us
and
in.
everyone's like, those are funny looking demons. What the
Should we go to Yata or should we go to Silveryman where we could possibly be killed immediately upon arrival?
There is a reason why this isn't part of that network.
Yep. Yeah, if we'd entered one of those situations, Otto would have just been yelling out, Yata or Miraba! Someone, quick, Yata or Miraba!
No, Silverman's not even an option.
I wanted to have it at that point.
Yeah.
If only you had some way of communicating over long distances with all the people in this city. Yeah.
Yeah, you literally said it's for emergency use, so you're not going to waste time trying to call somebody when you
Quick,
need
what
to
are
get
we
the
doing?
fuck
There's
out
a
of
horde
there.
there.
It's literally a dragon about to devour us all.
The
We're
room's
sitting there like,
free.
Yeah.
excuse me. Hello? Yes, can we use this? Thank you.
Time.
Talking.
Inside voices.
We
The
need
dragon
to
just stops there, just like,
just sits down like on its haunches,
just
patiently
sits
waits.
there. It's just like,
Pulls out the dragon phone.
Just like,
looks straight into the camera like,
Every time.
Just checks that scale book.
Starts brushing its scales.
my airspace.
So yeah, that's basically, you have access to this, well, Otto will have access to this.
Okay, well, yes.
I'm going to leave you for a sec.
Mhm.
Kittapalooza.
Hmm.
So, you are now with your cart, with your, slightly concerned cart drivers who are eating this really soft stuff.
Yeah, fine.
Like, it's not chewy on the outside, but the inside's like, eating wool. It's fluffy.
Sounds uncomfortable.
And there's hardly any rock in it at all.
That's what they pride themselves on.
That's why rich people have bad teeth then. There's no grit in their bread. Sorry, sir. I probably shouldn't ask that, should I?
How does grit make your teeth better?
Makes them harder. That's what my old mum used to say.
I have to ask, how many teeth does this guy actually have?
Perfect for set of teeth.
Must have a lot of grit.
Everyone had poked their heads out, haven't they? That's where you left it.
Yeah, and people are starting to wander out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not really one for speeches.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking.
And I'm sure most of the speeches you hear are from nobles who want you to do stuff for them, but I'm here to give you stuff for free.
Bullshit!
I have taken the bread from the mouths of the nobles and I am here to give it to you, the people, because fuck them.
You hear silence. You see the kids just...
As
What he said!
But then the kids are eating bread though.
Yeah, they're just looking around.
One of the kids is just off to the side. Yeah!
Perhaps you could take the bread and offer it around to the people that don't want to approach. Let them know that there's more bread and pastries available at the Kusakawa embassy, if they would so like.
The young kid whistles again, and you hear from probably 5 different directions out whistles coming back. No one's coming. Help yourselves. And people just start piling out. Houses, laneways, everything just flooding. Next thing you realise, you're surrounded by about 700
orderly,
people.
please. Boys, you're here to
All right,
keep
you're
order.
not. Piss off. Go on, back off. Back off. This is the 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Right, one each. Throw them.
Yeah. That's what the kids are there for.
What happens when we run out?
There's more bread available at the Kuzakara Embassy. That's where we'll be heading. So if you'd like to head there, if we do run out, or if you get a bit peckish later on, tell your friends, tell your family. Not just bread as well. There's pastries. I don't know if you've ever had a cream bun, but there might be some of them left by the time we get there.
There's an old man in the corner. Ah.
Not the sex act.
If you're really quick, you might even get some meats.
With this, the oldest,
That's far too sexual.
the older of the two kids jumps up on the front of the wagon between the driver and his offsider. All right, come on, let's go take it off and fuck the rich. Go, move, get him going. Driver looks down at you.
Take the scenic route, not the noble scenic route, the scenic route to the Kuzakara Embassy.
All right, sir.
At a nice leisurely pace.
The cart starts going off.
Boys, if you could just distribute the bread as we're travelling.
Flies can fly around for cycles. Flies don't care. Throw them out.
Yeah, I'm getting
It's
such
Gavroche now.
I'm getting such like an Oliver Twist musical
Yeah.
vibe from this.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, Gavroche, Les Mis.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to get shot in the back later.
it's turned into a musical.
Ooh, we haven't had a musical episode yet.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the bard is the one sitting there going, no, no.
I'm not a singing bard.
Yeah, I'm kind of letting the free bread do the talking.
Yeah. The
Like,
cart starts pulling and people are just sort
Breaking
of
up the-
lining up, grabbing what they can off the back of it, but it's reasonably calm. They're not overly aggressive about it.
yeah,
Kind of
that's why I got
passing it out.
the sparrows. That would, some of them would be recognised for who they work for. So if they're keeping the peace,
Yeah.
the peace should be kept.
The little kid sitting on the back, still with a cigarette hanging out his mouth. Not doing anything, just watching.
Yeah.
Basically everyone go. You kind of have a feeling he's got a lot more power in this than
He's the one in charge.
Yeah.
He's the brains of the operation.
The 6-year-old.
he's probably knifed that 20-year-old that used to be around. So yeah, you start moving back to the embassy with an ever increasing mob of people behind you.
As Athesto, he just
You've
sort
now
of gets a shiver up his spine. He's like, I feel like something's going to happen.
Something's coming.
Something is coming. Drums in the deep.
Surely when the poor people matter in these numbers, it makes nobles uneasy.
Gee, I wonder if that was part of the point.
I know, but
French
Quick, get
Revolution.
the right cards out.
So yes, you're finished your bar.
Yep, I'm
Yep.
dressed and
Yep.
everything else. Cool. I head outside and I start helping.
Athesto walks out.
No. Keep the light and the dark rye separate.
How's it all going?
Oh, good morning. How are we?
Oh, feeling a bit
Morning,
better.
Starshine. Oh.
Feeling a bit better after a bath.
You're not.
I'm lying.
He's trying to convince himself that he's
Yeah. I'm straight up lying to myself. It's not even for him, it's for me.
Yes.
everything.
Yes, your breath definitely tells a different story. Oh, goodness. Maybe just keep back on the PR side of things for today. We'll have you maybe just standing, wander about. Just do not interact with people just yet.
I'll be back. I'm gonna walk back inside.
Leaning on the
Um,
back wall near the kitchen's cobblers. What the fuck
Can you
is going on out there?
help me a little bit? I feel awful.
He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a hip flask and just throws it. It smells of herbs.
Oh, okay, so it's not.
Like, yeah.
Air of the dog.
It smells like Jaeger. Damn it! Bottoms up. Ugh.
It's like you've just washed your mouth out with mouthwash after sculling a Red Bull.
Oof.
Woo!
No wonder he's so lively.
Works.
Oh,
Ironic for a revenant.
So he gets his voice.
I might need to get some of that in bulk. Thank you.
No problem.
We are amassing the people.
Yeah. Subtle.
Not meant to be.
Right.
If it's subtle, we fucked up.
Screw this, I'm going back to my garden.
I'm surprised he ever showed up at the embassy myself.
I'm gonna head.
If I hear screaming, I'll come over. Then just walks out the back door.
Fair enough. I'm gonna head back outside. Right. Let's do this.
Right, indeed. So, we've organised the carts. Are
Yes.
people starting to show up here now, or is
There's people sort of standing around looking. Like, most of the people who are... Because you're not far from the main market square.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, people have gone there for their morning, get the groceries and everything for the morning. People just were stopping now, starting to form a bit of a crowd
How
at the
ready
front.
are we looking?
Well, I have been currently organising. We've organised the Sparrows. Julian has gone to get some more workforce. I've even incentivised for hire for the day. And even...
Of course.
Yes, so we'll hopefully have more hands on deck. The idea is to have a station of 2 per cart. So one of the little sparrow children that look oddly very human. And then just one of Julian's worker friends.
Can you spare one of these, what do you call them, sparrows?
Well,
At this stage, Julian's coming back around the corner with 8 humanoids.
Cats.
One's a cat. There's at least a couple of goblins. Massive Goliath.
Did he drop down into the cat bar? Yeah.
That's where we met him, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually, yeah.
With his sword.
Yeah.
what do you mean spare one of the...
Oh, no, don't worry. It appears that more help is coming.
Well, apparently the children are meant to help us nut out who are the high society and who are just the common folk.
Ah, right, of course, yes. So, yes, keep an eye out for any high society. If you see any, and they look
They're
like
the ones
going
that don't have shit on them.
True. But if you see any,
Except for you.
and they look like... No, I didn't get any use just yet.
Yeah.
Quite funny, actually. Good job. Good shot. I'm assuming it was you.
It wasn't. But he's taking credit.
But if you see any and they look like they're going to cause an issue, if you can do it with yourself, go for it.
Sure we can.
I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you there. Do you understand what he means by deal with them?
Take them out.
Exactly. That is not what you want to do.
No.
You don't want to incite a murder.
No.
Do you have no etiquette when it comes... Oh, what am I talking about? You're a foreigner. If you see a noble, come either to myself... Yes, just come to me and let me know.
Right.
Otherwise, if you see the elf that's missing half an ear, let him know as well.
Yeah, he'll know.
Don't go to him.
You will tell me.
Yes. I will tell him.
So you're his bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean...
In the meantime, though, is this card here ready?
Does it look ready?
I don't know. I've just gotten out here.
Yes, exactly. Been busy organising all morning.
I know. I'm wanting to get...
Well, would you like to address the crowd?
That's what I'm thinking. But I would like to have a card ready to actually start distributing things first.
Excellent. Julian?
Should have left it to kids.
Julian.
Yes, sir.
So these are folk.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of silver and just... These, payment in advance, you'll get the other half when you're done.
The Goliath just reaches over, takes one.
So, stand at the cart, make sure that you give out a pastry or a bread. I'm not sure, this is... Someone else wanted this to happen and didn't explain the entire goal, but we had to make sure we only give to the common folk We do not want to give it to high society. They don't deserve the bread today.
You know that's not going to go down well, sirs.
Yes. I'm sure.
We're well aware.
I'm sure whatever Kit has planned is going to be fine. There's a reason for this.
It'll all turn out fine.
Mr. Athesto, just one little matter.
Yes.
So, you know how we usually get paid end of each.
Oh yes,
week?
of course.
I'm just wondering whether we could, maybe pay in advance
Before you get your head
in
chopped off.
case we, I might need some money for being.
Yes.
Leave.
Me?
Of
Oh, you
course.
and Chalonda? Yes. Grab him. Make sure the man's paid.
Yeah.
So the rest of you, you're going to be paired up with one of these little bird children, and they are going to help you nut out who is high society.
With that, you see the passage.
Sorry, Julian.
Is that a
Go
greeting?
see. I'm a little bit busy at the moment, but go see Sun Chen. Tell them yes, I've authorized the payment to be in advance, paid as of today, in case of any.
Of course, sir.
Matters.
When she comes back.
Yes. In the meantime, I believe we might actually have enough. Do we have enough people here now to
Yes.
do it without
Please go to a station.
without Julian?
Also, more. Some of the bread you may have some as part of payment, but please, we are to share it amongst everyone. Equal rights.
Okay, sir.
That's something Kit would want. Yeah.
Yes. Julian,
Yes, sir.
I
Massive condom
would
coming.
actually
bread,
say
bread.
Burn the red.
here, you and your
Bread,
lovely
bread,
wife,
bread.
Chelsea, have
Chelsea.
been working very, very hard.
No, sir. No, not hard enough.
Here
We-
is 5 gold pieces.
It's less than what the cart people.
I don't have as much money on me. Here's a couple of gold pieces. I hand over like 5.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Take the day off. Enjoy some of the bread.
We need you.
And take Chelsea out for the day.
No,
A day
leave
off.
him.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
You've got me. I'm here to help.
You're here for 10 minutes and you've already ruined the plan schedule. Oh my goodness.
Look, Julian's been working tirelessly. He deserves a day off.
She'll appreciate that, sir.
Plus, I may have heard a little bit of the commotion earlier this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. You shouldn't have to hear that.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's completely our fault.
No, sir. No.
Take her out.
Not at all, sir.
Take her out for a nice day.
So thank you, sir. We'll
Yes. Go.
we'll go down to the.
We need to
Right,
Castle
so-
or something.
we need to get started.
Is that child that called me a bitch still here from before?
Yeah.
Yeah. A bitch is one that works under another, right?
Well,
Yeah.
no. Kind of one that does what the others tells them to do.
That's fine. These are for you.
What are you giving me?
Oh, they're the reins because you're apparently taking them. Good luck! As Valis just simply walks off with the bread and goes to find some wine.
Grabs a tray of eclairs as he walks by.
Pretty much.
Smooth Athesto.
All right. So
With that, the boy that's talking. Nice.
right, doesn't matter.
Oh, I've gone away from everyone.
No,
I've
he's just,
walked away
watch,
from the
he's just
entire
watching you
situation.
walk away, sort of
Yeah.
admiringly. I won't throw shit at him tomorrow.
All right. So you guys are all ready. We got the extra 8. So how many of the Sparrow boys did we have?
10.
10.
He's got 2.
And you've got 2. Yep. So we've got 8 here. Cool.
10.
No, you've got 10. I've got 2.
Oh, sorry. We had 12 all up.
You
Cool.
had maximum roll on the D12.
Oh, nice.
What?
Very good.
I'm using all my high rolls tonight.
Excellent. So next time when we
Nothing.
go to combat,
Yeah.
So
When the
I'll
nobles
spread
revolt.
all the workers and everything else between them, and I'll take 1 cart to myself. I
Mhm.
think that makes 10 carts. Yep. See, didn't need Julian, bitch.
But now you're doing manual labour. It doesn't make any sense. Who's going to oversee?
I'll take the because they were set up in a semicircle. Yep.
I believe
I'm
so.
going to take the middle one, and I'm going to stand up on just like the wheel of the cart, so I'm a little bit higher up. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'll give you that without rolling for Texia.
I'm just standing on the wheel of the cart. I'm just holding onto the
Yeah,
side.
the wheel.
No, I'm not that heavy.
Is that a mouthwash rental?
Dragon born in full plate armor.
I'm not wearing
Oh, you're
armor.
not wearing armor.
I'm not wearing armor.
Sharing is good.
Yes. Anyway,
Ladies and gentlemen, today, courtesy of us here at the Kozakura Embassy, we would like to offer you all a bit of luxury, a little bit of the high class, as you would put it, I guess. Please come and enjoy what the noble-born usually eat. We have actually procured most of this from around the city, and the nobles will be going without as of today.
then you hear
Please come and enjoy.
people.
I'm not a speaker. Please come and everyone line up at any of the carts and take some bread. Take some, what did he call them? Croissants. Take some pastries. Enjoy yourselves. I look around. I take a piece of bread and I hand it to one of the sparrow kids.
Yeet it into the crowd.
And just, he just wants out front. Right, you lot, it's free. No shit, coming our way. All yours, don't know why, they're just trying to buy you off. Go on. Okay, yeah, right. Everyone starts moving forward.
Yep.
They're all sort of looking at you strangely and
I just hand out some bread.
what's the catch?
No catch.
And everything's got a price.
Nope. I have understand
Public
that.
relations.
Yeah, I understand that some of you might have
Catches
some
the nobles get.
misconceptions potentially about myself and what I'm doing here.
This isn't foreign muck, is it?
Nope,
It's fancy monk.
just fancy muck.
Wouldn't make it over.
Alright. But what about pay?
Free. Completely free. I am going to be doing a bit of a question and answers sort of thing as well at one of the taverns later on this afternoon. I would just like to clear the air between myself and the good people of this city.
And so, you're looking around the other carts, the foods.
Yep.
And disappear from. There's probably only 200 people standing there.
Yeah. Please, take the bread. Go and
Slowly
spread the
getting
word.
louder.
They're still... They're taking it, but they're looking quite suspicious about the whole thing.
Eat one.
You don't help me, man.
Yeah.
You have to-
By this stage, you're starting to hear
The police.
some of who's going crosses.
bread. Fuck the system. Bread.
Yeah, you start hearing footsteps loud. A crowd is approaching.
I'm like, well, sounds like some more people are coming, but spread the word.
Alright.
Start just
Yep.
handing out bread.
You're seeing...
I'm inside getting wine.
Oh, you've gone back into the embassy?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
getting
he's
I
just
wine.
like-
thought you went...
He's retired for the day.
Yeah.
Right, so you went
I
back in.
handed
Cool.
the reins over. I'm done. Going to get wine.
You see Julian and Clarice Chelsea's heading out from the back door. So she's wearing a dress. It's a new one.
So they'd be like cloaks and stuff trying to sneak out. We don't work here. What are you talking about?
They're going out the back door.
Yeah.
They're not going...
No, but I mean even trying to sneak out the back door.
Yeah, he's just left in there alone.
Just get the image of the two of us just
Great.
over in
The
sitting
wine
room,
cellar
just like, I wonder
is
what sort
not
of
going.
relaxing things the others are getting up to today.
The other thing that's not guarded, I'm assuming, is Athesto's room.
He's not.
Isn't it?
Do you really
Clean
want to
up
go
the
in there though?
vomit.
You're going to take a dump over there.
No. I'd like to go to Athesto's room, however.
Yeah, you head upstairs.
It smells
It's pretty.
great.
You know where it is.
Did
Yeah,
you
fine,
get
but
to it
it's-
before he left for the day?
He took the pillows and the sheets. The windows are all wide open.
What is in Athesto's room?
There's incense burning.
I know, what is in the Thesto's room?
everywhere.
So not an awful lot of like in terms of like luxury items or anything like that.
Your
It's-
robes, your formal robes. would be
Yeah, the formal
there
robes
somewhere.
or anything and everything are
Your armour,
hung up.
your weapons.
The weapons are both of them, both the katanas and the tanto, placed onto something similar to that, the sword.
He's got one in real life just over there.
That's good aid.
I mean, it's behind the thing, but
Yeah.
it's hanging on the wall. But it's instead of that, it's just one that's placed onto a desk.
Yep.
So they're just sitting there.
I mean, I'm just having a nosy. I'm not there for any particular reason. I just have like a bottle
It's-
of wine and
Yeah,
just kind of pick them up and
It's not
have a
particularly
play.
fancy in any sense of the
Try on
word.
the robes.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm doing a Goldilocks.
Go sleep in the bed.
Nah. I've had my beauty rest.
Who's been playing with my swords? Who's been trying on my robes? Who's been sleeping in my
I'm just
bed?
poking around, just having
Oh,
a
he's
look
still
for
here.
things.
Yeah. No, it's more like, oh, who's
And then
been
I'll
sleeping in my
continue working
vomit?
way through the
Yeah, you can basically rummage through everybody's rooms without too much finish it.
Yeah, all my stuff's with me.
By this stage, you've arrived at the front of the embassy with.
Just as we get to the last like row of houses that divides us from that street.
Mhm.
Um,
You then have to go through the market area to get to the embassy from
Ah.
the fish markets.
Yeah,
Go through.
but I mean, like, I'm assuming there's houses or buildings near the embassy.
Not a lot. There's the large garden next to
What's
it.
next to
Cobaz's
it? What's,
garden.
what's opposite it?
Opposite is basically part of the large square. You've got where the cat bar is off to the right hand side. To the left is the big market square. And opposite, I think from memory, was where one of the temples was.
So is it in the actual square? Is it?
It's
It's
off.
off
It's,
on
it's
the
a
side
smaller
road.
square off the side of the big
Is
market.
there is there a
area.
building I can stand on and have a view of everything that's going on?
From the temple building
Like it's nearby.
nearby? Yeah,
Yeah.
You could, that's got a huge set of stairs going up the top. But you can get up there.
Yeah, I mean I can get on any building.
Yes, that's true. But the temple building, it's not a big temple, but it's probably the
Yeah.
largest.
Is it like can I
thing
get
nearby.
on the roof to
Yeah.
see everything?
Well,
yeah.
you can, yes.
Yeah, cool. It's more impressive if I'm on a roof.
Hmm.
I turned to this. What was he? 6-year-old?
Yeah.
Um,
Gavroche, we're calling him now.
Gavroche.
Mm-hmm.
Gavroche. If there's any trouble,
We'll take care of it.
nobles showing up when they shouldn't, well, we're going to try and de-escalate anything.
Ah.
If they start it, then I'll end it. But we'll make sure that they start it, not us start it. I'll be up there. Tell all your sparrows to signal me if there's trouble and they need me.
And make sure they start it.
Make sure the nobles were the ones that started it.
Yeah, right.
But don't antagonise them.
Just
Let me do that.
so make it look like the nobles started it.
Let me be the buffer between you and the nobles so that the heat doesn't come on you. Because I'm leaving town soon. So they're going to have to chase me where you live here.
Way this keeps going, we won't have nobles to worry about at the end of the day anyway.
We're not going to kill anybody. That's not the goal.
Alright.
Head up and take a bird's eye view.
Yep.
of
You
the
can
situation.
you can then see the Kusakara embassy.
And I'm not trying to hide. I am clearly visible to anybody
Yeah.
that looks in my direction.
Yep, you have the wagons in a semicircle out the front of the embassy, and coming up now through the market square is a mob of pushing close to maybe 2,000 people. Majority of the poor live in the fish markets. The population of the whole city is about 6,500.
How far away is this church roof from where they'll be?
From where the embassy is?
Yeah.
About 150 feet.
I'm gonna buy you like a white hood.
I'm not going to be a fucking Assassin's Creed. I refuse to do
I
it.
refuse.
What about a bat-shaped cowl? That would work.
Maybe.
You're seeing all the store holders in the market packing up all their stuff. Because they can see what's coming and basically shutting doors, slamming guards across the windows, all that sort of stuff. They're panicked.
Yeah. Sparrows know if there's trouble that things need to be stopped from either side.
But yeah, the mob continues, for the want of a better word.
How do the guards look outside the Kusakura?
Worried.
Worried.
They keep looking at what you're doing and what's approaching.
Yep.
And you can see them starting to step back towards the embassy doors.
Cool.
I'm keeping an eye out, not just for trouble in the group, but approaching troubles as well. Like the Water Baron sends a platoon of people going to intercept them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Your passive's massive. You can definitely hear hoofbeats coming from the Water Baron's palace. So yeah, there's definitely a contingent of...
I'm going to move. I'm going to actually come down off the roof to intercept them then, if I can see them coming.
Mm-hmm. They're probably... The crowd is going to get to the embassy before they get to the crowd. So they're coming around this way. The troops will be coming across, but they'll hit where the embassy is before the troops come down.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still the most colourfully dressed person there, so the sparrows will be able to find me, even if I'm not on a rooftop.
So yeah, by that stage, as the crowd's getting to the front of the embassy, the cart sort of stops and pulls up there, and you guys, well, you in particular, Athesto, see a massive crowd of people gathering out the front of the embassy.
Massive group of people.
2,000 odd people have just come around the corner.
Alright, today's going to be a long day.
And by this stage now, you can hear hoofbeats coming, charging.
I just keep going. Just keep handing out the pastry. Just keep handing out the bread. It's going to come.
Yep.
Can't stop it now.
You're getting to the other side of...
Yeah. I want to get to the guards before they get to the crowd.
Roll me a dex, please, with advantage.
Dex save or just dex?
Just dex check.
25. Natural 20.
Yep. You're like a hot knife going through butter. Like, this is a packed crowd of people because they're kind of now being funneled into that square in front of the embassy. You just sort of just glide through.
And I would have used the rooftop as much as possible as well.
But no, you can glide through effortlessly. And you get to the other side of the crowd just as you see coming around the corner a troop of about 30 mounted city guards coming down and start to spread out across.
You can take it.
Approach them in a casual manner.
One
Morning!
of the captains who you recognise.
Is it the captain?
No, but it is one you have seen before.
Okay. One I've insulted before.
Wait a minute, it wouldn't be by chance. I actually have a name in here. That I've been meaning to talk to the Baron about someone's conduct.
Yeah, it's not him.
It's not him?
His name I can't actually remember.
I've got it written down.
Good, remind me of that.
Are these the same ones that had showed up after the Susan incident?
No. They're the captain you're seeing. You saw at the end of last night. He would have just been coming in. So you recognise him from seeing him, not actually speaking with him.
So Gabriel Reed.
That's right.
Morning!
What the living holy fuck is going on here?
We're just having a little get together.
Yeah.
Just picks up.
Are you in charge of this?
I am. Yes.
Do you know what the fuck you're doing?
Yeah. I'm giving bread to those that need it.
And?
Not giving bread to those that don't need it.
Yeah. What are you planning with this lot?
To give them bread.
And? After?
For them to eat the bread and to enjoy the
Don't
bread.
play bullshit piss games with me. You've got a fucking mob of people in the middle of the city.
No, I've got guests of the Kusakawa embassy enjoying bread that we are gifting them.
You know this is going to end well.
They're not going to cause any trouble, as long as nobody causes trouble
Do
to
you
them.
have your word?
I have people in place to.
Do we
sure there
have
is no
your
trouble.
word that no trouble will come from them?
That's serious.
I'm saying they're not going to cause trouble. I'm not saying that
Alright.
other people aren't going to cause trouble for them.
Your word and your name?
My name is Kit, of the Kusakawa Embassy. Sure you don't want a diplomatic incident on your hands?
No, I know who you are. Well, I do now. You know she's not happy about this, don't you? He's now saying this quietly.
Not my problem.
Yeah, but you're fucking putting me in the middle of all this shit. What do I do? Go back and tell her that there's just a fucking mob in the middle of the city and you're organising it?
Yeah, well you can sit on your horse all day and watch it.
Fuck me.
I imagine though if you sat there and watched it, you're probably going to start trouble.
Oh, well, mate.
Sure.
He looks where his watch would be. I finished my fucking shift in an hour. Couldn't you have waited?
I suggest you take maybe take an hour to get back to the water baron.
Fuck me. Alright.
Hungry tummies wait for no man.
We're just going to stay here, okay? Just... We're going to take it. You know this is going to come down on your head if something happens here.
Well, then I'd suggest maybe moving a bit further away and maybe keeping any of the nobles from interfering with our private
Okay.
get-together.
I don't tell them what to do. Jesus.
But they're the ones that are going to be causing trouble. If you want to prevent trouble, you need to prevent them.
You know I get paid minimum wage for this, don't you?
I'm assuming these guys are upper class.
No, they're not.
Take it out.
Just tell him
Bread.
just tell him to go have some bread.
I mean,
All of his guards can come in and they just walk in and they just line up and they just come to the front and they grab some bread.
provided you're off duty, you're welcome to some bread.
I was off duty for an hour, but
I'm sure we'll still have some bread in an hour.
yeah, I'm sure I'll still be working in an hour.
You get paid overtime.
Ha!
How about I put some bread aside for you and your guards, and you help keep the peace by keeping the nobles out of what is none of their business. Ask them if they want a diplomatic incident on their hands.
I was going to
And
retire, you know.
and I'm
that.
sure,
I was going to have a nice
I'm
little
sure they
farm.
won't.
I was going to have a nice little farm down near Waterdeep, keep out of everyone's fucking way. And you do this.
I think Goldenfields is looking for some farmers.
Yeah.
I like
Just-
Golden Fields.
Or just populace.
It's they're probably in the middle of some rebuilding efforts at the moment, but I'm sure after that,
Assuming that lot didn't burn down.
I mean,
we
it
did
needs a
leave in
mason's
the middle of it.
that's assuming we solved the giant problem.
Oh, no, the Golden Fields was the one that we.
It was on fire when we left.
No, that wasn't the fire giants.
No, Tribor.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tribal
that
was
was
on.
right. Well, sorry.
Goldenfields
I've
was
lost track of how many
Goldenfields was like
places we've
ogres throwing
destroyed.
goblins at the wall.
That's right.
I don't even know where to start.
Start by walking.
Spread out.
Look, if you need someone to deal with the nobles, just I'm around. I'm crowd control. I'll come and deal with them.
To Major Tom.
The guards.
How do the nobles feel about challenging people to duels? Is that something they do? I just want to know how many. No, I'm not going to challenge them. I just want to be aware of how many I may have to fight today, like in one-on-one duels, because I need to know how much I need to conserve myself in the first fight.
You're serious, aren't you?
Well, every contingency.
You're going to fight a noble in a duel.
If they challenge me, yes.
You realise most of those nobles haven't held a sword in their hand.
I'm sure they've got people to do that busy work for them.
Yeah, me.
You're a city guard.
I'm the Water Baron's guard.
Yeah, so if the water baron wants to challenge me to a duel, then you would have to fight. But not if
Oh, no.
Joe Blogg over there wants to fight.
She'd happily fight you on your own right now. Fuck. Alright, just don't. Just don't. Okay? And it just turns back to the guards and they start to spread out across the market square and wait. He's just sitting there on his horse, just basically contemplating why he woke up this morning.
Cool.
He didn't. He was awake all night.
Is there a building near them I can climb up on?
Yeah, there's one of the big taverns.
Yeah, I'll be up there if you need me. Just signal me.
Sure.
Just keeping an eye out on things.
Yeah, no problem. Why? Just wanted an easy life. Just wanted to be a guard. Go and look after the water baron. Sure, missus. Yeah. Oh, hey.
My super isn't working.
I mean, what? It's going to be a casual day. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
If anything, there might be less fights for him to worry about.
Scan. Now that I've sorted that situation, I turn back to the mob to scan the crowd to see what's going on.
Brett is disappearing very quickly now. And you're both starting to notice that the same sort of people are standing up at the front again. That don't have any bread.
That's what the sparrows are there to stop.
And the sparrows doing their job.
Bastards.
They're handing out the bread. How much attention do you want to give to this?
I'm going to go find whatever his name is. The smoking 6-year-old.
Gavroche.
Gavroche!
Otter.
Go to the nearest
Yes.
cart.
Meanwhile, in Silvery Moon.
Meanwhile, in Silvery Moon, I've got to talk to my daughter. And have...
When you walk into the courtyard, you see her eyes just shakes her head a little bit and everything just drops to the ground.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Dad.
Is this good? You enjoying it?
I feel like I've just slept for a really long time.
Me too, the beds are amazing.
This is nice.
It is, isn't it? Would you like to stay and do more of this?
Yes.
Thought maybe we could go do some stuff before I have to head off. Maybe,
Like what?
I don't know, go for a wander around the city, find some good food.
Not good for you, Joe.
Go have some bread.
No,
No?
I like it here.
Which is nice.
I don't want to go into the city.
Right.
I don't want to be around people.
Oh.
Strangers are loud and make me feel shaken up inside.
Okay. Yes, they can be quite abrasive. We've no idea what's going on. No.
But it's nice and calming outside.
Well, it was. Right. Was there anything you'd like us to do before I have to go? I don't just want to, drop you here and run off. It's been a while since I've properly seen you. We've been gallivanting all around the place. We do have a short moment.
I wish I had my doll's house.
Oh yes. Was that down there when we arrived?
The one in Yalta?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Right. It holds a special meaning.
I just like it.
Right. One moment, and Otto bustles off. I'll be right back. Goes up to his pack.
She just sits down on the ground and
He pulls out all of the little dolls. They're all still there.
they're faceless.
They're faceless. Are they still robed
Yeah.
in the appropriate? Yeah. None of them look distressed or drunk. They weren't faceless before.
No. Like almost like Amish dolls with just nothing.
Right. I was checking his bags was rubbed off or something.
The Lego faces in the bottom.
Yeah.
Just looking inside the void that is
Yeah, like
the bag of holding.
Yeah, pulls out his bag of holding. Cool. Can't really look in the bag anyway, so it's away and it's down with the dolls back too. I did pack these before I left. Couldn't fit the whole. Actually, a lie. I probably could have fit the whole dollhouse in my bag of holding. I couldn't fit the whole bag, the whole doll's house. It would be impractical, but I have these.
Oh,
This
thank
one
you.
was Athesto. They're all
Yes.
missing their faces now.
no, they're not. That one looks like Mr. Athesto. That one
Yes,
looks
the-
like
The
you.
clothes and
They've
the.
been smiling like you.
It's one
No, it's blank.
right. Well, I'm glad I'm smiling and just immediately just hands them over in bulk rather than itemising them further.
And she starts sitting them down.
Yes.
Is
There's
this okay?
Athesto at the front,
I'm-
and then Valis a little bit further back, and Kit over here. And then she puts you over there, and Esvele over there.
Yeah, sorry about the doll's house. I'm sure we could whip something up here. Do you want me to go into town and find something? You don't have to
No.
come along.
I think I'd like to make one.
I'm sure you could.
Clicks her fingers.
Do you need some? Yeah, do you need some stuff? Craft bits and things like that.
Manhattans.
I don't think so.
Materializes.
I think I know how.
Right.
I can't yet.
Well, I'm sure the dolls will wait patiently for you.
They will.
Yes. Whether they like it or not. Lovely.
I'm quite scared of these dolls.
Voodoo dolls. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why was it scared of them?
Feeling a little lost now. It's like,
Only if you believe
So,
in them, do they have
How long are you
power.
staying for, Daddy?
Wonder what as well. Otto's
well,
like when they were crushed by
we
rocks.
could head back
The dolls just
immediately, but you know, I thought it might be nice that we could hang out here. The others have to come here by here anyway. In two to 5 days.
We're never going Silveryman. We're
Right.
reading in Everlund in 2 to
Oh.
5 days.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we have to get to Everlund in.
Technically, we're leaving
days, but-
Everlund in 2 to 5 days.
Yes, well, but I can get there like, pretty much any time. I don't have that circle.
You don't know that, but
No,
you
no,
will.
yeah. I can probably get there any time there, assuming that it all works. Yes. I mean, would you like me to stay for a bit longer?
We can play.
Otto keeps a straight face, but inwardly he's like, what would you like to play?
Dolls. And looks down and there's some horse carts. In front of the
Sure.
dolls.
Sounds lovely. What are we doing? Which ones are you going to be, or how does this work? Never played dolls.
We can be all of them. She just starts sitting down, moving things, moving horse carts around.
Meanwhile, as if by massive telekinesis hands, the crowd is being smashed by horse carts full of bread.
I do nothing.
Then she proceeds to just want to play.
Lovely. Yep. Otto does his best to play house.
She sits there and, you know.
Roll performance check.
You shall honor.
Oh, I look. Otto picks up.
Rich people.
Otto's right into this. He immediately picks up Valis. Yep. He immediately picks up Valis. It's like, oh, I look fabulous today. What's that, Athesto? No, sorry, it wasn't listening. And walks over to the cart.
As by
Discovering
telekinesis,
it's quite easy to play. He's like, I'm getting into this.
Yep.
Yeah.
and as by telekinesis and Valis is acting the exact same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well. You've been left with Lady Mistra in the room.
Sorry.
Is there anything you wish
I'm
to do
playing
while you're
dolls.
here?
Like In the room, or
The city?
well, I have something that I want to do in town before we head
Of
off.
course.
Well, thank you for everything, Lady Astra. It's we're very thankful that you could do this for us and for Susan, especially.
Of course. It's keeping the young ones safe.
It's been a hard time for Otto, I think, more than anyone else, with what's been happening, and it's good that Susan now has somewhere that she can practice her magic and learn more about it.
I think we'll find Otto will be a lot calmer when he leaves.
I hope so.
But I do have matters, so
Yes, of course. I'll go and see Otto before I wish to... There's something that I need to get while I'm here. I figured I'd do it now instead of anywhere
is
else.
there something I can help with?
Unless you know where I can get a new staff or a weapon for me to channel magic through, as I appear to have lost mine in the rockfall. I do have something in mind that I was considering, but I need to know where a blacksmith would be in this town.
There are a number of blacksmiths in the city. However, go talk to Otto.
Otto would know?
No, just talk to
I'll look you
Otto.
up something.
There may be something I might be able to find for you.
Who made these things?
What were you thinking you had in mind?
Well, everyone
Because
seems to have a...
it's hard to say who here would know anything about a staff or a wand that could use
That
to
was
cast magic.
my concern. It's not so much something that I'm going to use to cast my magic with. I have my... And she gestures to her pendant that she has. I have this that allows me to use some of my magic, but some of the others have other ways of defending themselves. Athesto has his blade, and Valis has his glaive, a peculiar glaive, but a glaive nonetheless. And Kit has both his bow and his spear,
A sword and whip.
and a sword and a whip. And
His fists and his feet and his
Head,
hand
elbow.
And also has his voice.
Pointy hips.
how many weapons does Kit have? Yes.
Just the
Weapons all
just
the way
the-
down.
Yeah. They are for performance purposes only.
If anyone dies in the process of me using them, then that's simply part of the act.
I can't remember what the movie is, but there's that scene where
They're not designed to harm.
they're coming
things.
into a party and they're all pirates, and he's yeah, you need to
Sinbad.
Sinbad.
It's
Yes.
Sinbad, the animated Sinbad, where
Yeah.
he's unloading everything on the table, and then they got to leave, and he goes, "Oh."
Or the more modern Matrix. Well,
Yeah.
metal detector. It's like,
Yeah.
Any metal on you?
yeah.
I was thinking of something that I could use to defend myself when magic isn't an option, or when my magic may not necessarily be an option. There was something I had in mind. Some people I've seen using various kinds of weapons, and something that doesn't require a great deal of skill or finesse, as I don't have a lot of practice, despite having proficiency with martial weapons, because that's what subclass gives me, because I don't know why Death Cleric is like, here, have martial weapons.
Yeah. No, they do the same as War Cleric and
Yeah, well, like War Cleric's a
Tempest.
bit more understandable though, because it's
Yeah.
like, you know, you're probably
War.
devoted to a god of war or something, whereas Death Cleric's like, yeah, your magic, like, it's all necrotic and stuff, but you get bonuses to hit people
to make them dead.
to make them dead.
Yeah.
I guess.
He's just that
In
little
my
bit of
name.
assistance.
Yeah.
Not something too large. Something more.
Do you want something that responds to your strength or your agility?
I'm not very agile, unfortunately, but I do have an unnatural amount of strength, which I've discovered. I was thinking something that I can simply just drop strength into and have it do something for me. Perhaps a hammer or an axe or something along those lines.
I will talk to my brother. Sorry. I will talk to my son.
My brother isn't. My
Lost
brother is my
those
son.
confused.
There may be something that will be of benefit to you. If not, I have some people like it to recommend.
Pointed
Thank you.
stick.
A pointy stick.
Oh, fresh fruit too good for you now, is it?
Oh,
God, it's a long time since I've seen that one. Yeah, with that, if there's nothing else, I'll return soon.
very well. And thank you once again.
She heads through the room circle to the other side of the room, and as she gets closer to the wall, just dissipates.
Cool. As I was just
Peace out.
not questioning anything in this place anymore. Right, where's Otto? And she'll go back out to the courtyard.
Meanwhile, this stage,
Over at the shitstorm.
bread.
Yeah, I'm heading out to, I'm heading to the closest
There's no
car.
shit today.
Yeah, just
To
the
the guard.
brainstorm, yeah.
Cart.
Cart. Yep. You get that?
Where he's I'm looking at for the sparrows that it should be here.
Yeah, there's one at each cart.
Seriously?
What?
The one thing that you're here to prevent?
The nobles starting problems.
People from abusing the line.
Oh, abusing one.
These people have been through before. You know they've been through before. That's
Yeah.
part of what you're here to do.
Yeah.
You're meant to be making sure everyone gets their fair share. Why are people coming through again?
Because we're making sure everyone gets their fair share. Not everyone can walk, sir. Some people have old people sling beds at home.
Why hasn't that been communicated?
Just has.
Where's the smoker?
You can see, next to Athesto, this kid just sitting there, looking up at him, just smoking.
Yeah.
He probably comes up to your knee.
I'm gonna head over to him.
His growth is definitely stunted. Yep. How can we help you at the Curious Cara Embassy?
Like you, kid.
Related to Val.
He's working for me today.
Why are these? Why am
I
I
just
seeing,
sort of-
Why am I seeing familiar faces in the line again?
What? Like her?
Is it someone I've seen in the line before?
Well, you said one loaf of bread each, right?
I said make sure everyone gets their fair share.
You said one each. No one can have any more.
I didn't say one each. I said fair share.
Yeah, fair share. Making sure everyone has one. That means we know that everyone's getting at least one. She's got 3 kids at home.
Then why not give her 3 loaves to begin with so she can go home and feed her children?
Because if we give her 3 loaves of bread to begin with, then the person behind it goes, how come I don't get 3 loaves of bread? Then the person behind that goes, I want 3 loaves of bread too. That starts a whole shit show. One at a time.
Like,
I sort of break for a second, going, he's good. I continue handing out bread.
Not the first time I've pissed in the gutter.
surely you and your friends have more control over the crowd than that.
I'm only a kid.
Good point.
I'm well aware of what children are capable of.
That urchin background's really coming into play here.
If you want me to start giving them all out at once, I can. This way I thought would cause less... What's that fancy word? Friction! Like when things rub.
Yeah, but you see, by keeping the crowd here,
Yeah.
condensing a large group of people, by making people leave and come back again and bringing more people with them, you're creating a bigger group that could cause more friction.
Yeah.
You're saying friction is a bad thing.
Friction in the mob's a bad thing.
Yeah,
But the mob causing problems for the rich ones. I thought that's what you wanted.
No. The very act of what we're doing is what's causing problems for the rich ones.
So the rich
We don't
ones,
need to go any further. Not today.
All they'll see is a crowd of people eating bread.
Yes, but the bigger the group, the more friction.
Yeah, if you
Using
want,
your analogy.
if you want me to piss them off, we can.
I don't want to piss anybody off.
No, I mean like move them on.
Yeah, get them the bread, and then they can go home. That's kind of the goal.
All right. He wanders off.
Without causing trouble.
At this stage, he's already wandering off. He finds the Goliath. And you just see him, this kid climb up on the cart and stand next to the Goliath. Why don't you get your life for bread? Piss off. Everyone starts giving their bread. Walking away.
Why did the person I dealt with for the fucking criminal element was all about fucking tact, and this fucking sends me this fucking kid.
Yeah.
If nothing else, he's...
You got the Godfather and you got the people on the street.
Where's that urchin that I've bribed several times to forget that I climb on buildings? He would have been great in this situation.
He's probably there. He'd be one of them, no doubt.
I would have had him tag along with me if I'd noticed.
No. He comes, kid warms back. Once they have a single loaf of bread, or their fair share, they'll disperse. That's right.
Yeah, you didn't have to be so undiplomatic
No.
about it.
That's the nice way of saying things. Hey, look.
You speak the language of the streets here better than I, so I'll defer to your judgment on this.
Old Tom's daughters hit him over the head with the bread and then piss him off after that. But
Yeah, violence in this case is not the answer.
that's hardly violence.
Physical altercations of this situation.
All right.
Yeah.
But no, that's everyone understands that.
Yeah.
No, miss commune.
Miscommunication, is that what you're after?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Look, you're going to go far. You've got a bright future ahead of you.
Well,
But,
sir,
Just keep up that smoking.
yeah, keep up that smoking and it won't be so bright.
got a light. And
how's it going?
Yes, good.
Wasn't Valis in charge?
Yes, he got a little bit uppity when I came out and left.
What did you do?
I wanted to get started. People were starting to gather, so I thought I figured best to get started quicker.
Alright, I mean, it's probably a bit too noble for some of this crowd anyway.
Potentially.
Probably.
yes.
I mean, you're on the cusp. If you didn't bumble so much, you probably would be on the opposite side. I'm still keeping an eye out while I'm talking to him.
Yes, well, born to peasantry, but I got lucky in some way or another.
Anyway, I better keep moving.
Yes.
I'll be around if there's any trouble with nobles or the crowd. Let me know. I'm willing to fight up to at least a dozen duels today.
Yeah. Good to know.
As required.
Palace.
He's gonna come and make a mess of things.
Where are you in the embassy right now?
Oh, I've headed out the back door.
Okay.
I'm going to the water baron.
Oh no.
Excellent. I'm gonna go.
I'll get comfortable here.
I'll
I
scan the
love
crowd.
it.
If everything's looking good, I'll find a rooftop.
I'm going to ask that smoking child.
Yep, go on.
Smoking child.
Old Smoky.
Old Smoky.
The smoking child. Great X-Files
Yeah.
reference.
Can we also make sure as well that if they want to, I am going to be doing a little bit of a questions and answers sort of thing at... What was the tavern? Do you remember the tavern?
Bow wows. Little bow wows.
The barrel or something, or...
The tavern.
I'm
The
swearing a lot
burning
tonight.
hitch.
I'm swearing so much tonight. Berylbar's Breast.
I'm doing a little Q&A, questions and answers at Brettlebar's Breast.
Berylbar.
Brettlebar's
Rest.
Rest. Brettlebar's Rest. So if they could, if they want to come and ask me any questions about why I'm here or anything like that, they can come down there.
Have you talked to, the owners about that?
I spoke to the butcher, who I believe was going to go and talk to the owners about that.
It's not a big place, Have you been in there?
Nope.
Downstairs?
Well, I guess we'll do it on the street then.
Like, it's...
Out the front.
There's not really a front. I think you probably should talk to old Tom later on.
Which one's old Tom?
The big guy. Great one.
The only one who's probably taller than me.
He'll let you in.
Fair enough. Well, we'll continue with
Yep.
handing out the bread.
We'll go to the water baron, my god.
How did I not see that coming?
Did I see any more issues?
No, not an issue. Maybe, maybe not. You see a crowd, like you've seen various crowds coming from different parts, all coming in, getting bread, and there's a crowd coming up from the docks. They look a little bit more swagger in their walk. If you were playing Jack, you'd recognise their walk. Nothing obvious aside from they've all got swords on their hips, but that's all you can see. And there's probably a group of about 10 of them within a larger group of just peasant people coming forward. But you do notice they are, walking different to everybody else that's coming up.
Cool. Go say hello. Don't know if you want to cut to the water baron right before that.
You're about to say, I think I might call a 5-minute break.
Yep.
If that's all right?
Yep.
And we'll reassess.
Cool. Chat, we will be back very, very soon. Just a quick mentions here. Thank you, Dell Actual, for the follow. And thank you, Faye Patriot, for the 100 biddies.
Woo!
Woo!
You're rich.
We'll be right back. All right, guys. So
Welcome back.
we are back. We have actually just had a look at the time.
Yep.
And realised that it is actually getting quite late.
And we're old.
Yeah, we are old.
Blow it out.
I also have work in the morning at 8:30, so
Mhm.
we've decided we're going to wrap things up for the night. But we're hoping that we're going to be back in about a fortnight, probably on Thursday, to wrap up Breadapalooza. So hopefully everyone will be happy to come chill with us then, see what kind of antics Valis gets up to talking to the Water Baron. I know I'm excited for that.
I know I'm scratching my head about. So just as a short recap, which we'll do at the end here, so I can watch this before the next one. Bread's been started to be handed out. There's a strange.
Every character to do a recap of what they did in that episode.
Oh yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it's just like.
As long as it's not
Yep.
a long time
Well,
away.
Athesto realised that being very drunk before he had stuff to do the next day was not a good idea. Tried to sober himself up. Made himself probably even more sick.
Briefer than that. Was
and
drunk. Had a
was drunk.
hangover. What did you do next?
Yep, and I've been helping give out bread all
Made
morning.
shit speech about giving out
Yep,
bread.
made a pretty shit speech about giving out the bread.
This is great. I could watch the end of the YouTube
And
video
I'm
and
getting
know
people to
what
come
it
and talk to me at the at an inn.
Excellent. Valis, you have 12 seconds.
I simply tried to organise the event and then kind of got bored and then decided, the Water Baron's probably a good person to talk to.
Nice. Kit.
Very badly explained Breadapalooza to the party, then went to bed, forgot to explain it to the rest of the household, started Breadapalooza, and have been playing crowd control at Breadapalooza.
Excellent. Esvele.
Went to Silvery Moon with Otto and Susan, learned more about what Susan's power is and what it could potentially be. Had a good old chat with Lady Astra, and now I'm going to go get an axe.
Nice. Otto.
Rescued daughter Susan. That's about it.
Cool. DM. I brought along the King's Thunder module. Don't know why.
Hey, the Water Baron was mentioned.
Yeah,
She's
true.
in the book.
Yeah. And I think that's it. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you all in the next session.
Alright.
See you
Bye
guys.
for now.
Bye.
Quickly spilled a drink.